Imagine being dropped into a web novel as the villain who's destined to get destroyed. Our protagonist just woke up at a birthday party and he's already panicking, because just a few days ago this guy was an ordinary web novel fan. Then he received a villain system that forces him into novels as the bad guy who gets wrecked by the protagonist. And every single time he gets absolutely destroyed by some overpowered Dragon King protagonist. So when he wakes up this time, the first thing he does is ask which novel he's trapped in now. And the system tells him it's War God Dragon King's Urban Adventures, Chapter 57. The protagonist Ye Chen is basically every urban fantasy power fantasy combined into one ridiculous character. And Tang Yu, he's the rich young master who foolishly chased the woman that Ye Chen wants for 3 whole years. The family elders just arranged a marriage between Tang Yu and the Su family to settle things. And when Dragon King Ye Chen finds out, he's gonna crash this party and kick Tang Yu into a vegetative state. Our boy is not happy about this setup, and honestly neither would anyone with basic survival instincts. He's desperately trying to think of a way out when someone calls his name. And then she walks in, and suddenly this manhwa has my full attention because Su Muye is absolutely stunning. She tells him to stop pestering her and that the engagement is off, and our boy is thrilled. She's absolutely shocked because he actually agrees with her for once. He's internally celebrating and telling her to hurry up and elope with Ye Chen because he wants to live. But here's where it gets interesting, because Mu Yoi suddenly hears a voice that sounds exactly like Tang Yu's. She's confused because his mouth never moved, and yet she clearly heard him say all of that. He suggests they go tell the elders together that they want to cancel the engagement, and she cautiously agrees. She says okay, still trying to process what she just heard. Meanwhile, Tang Yu is internally monologuing about how she's destined for the Dragon King's harem anyway. And she hears every word, realizing that the voice is definitely coming from Tang Yu's thoughts. She's trying to figure out why he keeps mentioning Ye Chen, the bodyguard she just hired recently. And she's thinking there's no way she'd become a harem girl for a mere bodyguard. What a joke. They arrive to meet the family elders, who are clearly up to something. The Tang family elder says they've decided that Tang Yu and Mu Yue are a perfect match and plan to finalize the marriage. They ask what the couple thinks, and Tang Yu sees his chance to escape this death flag. He says he doesn't think it's suitable, and you can practically see the relief on his face. But the elder isn't buying it because literally everyone knows he pursued her for 3 whole years. Tang Yu explains that he's been reflecting lately and that forced relationships just don't work. He very politely tells the elders to let them make their own choice. And honestly, the man is cooking right now. But Uncle Su assumes Mu Ye must be pressuring Tang Yu to say this and promises to handle it. Tang Yu is internally screaming because this man is literally trying to get him killed. He tries to explain that he really doesn't want this engagement, but Uncle Su cuts him off. Uncle says no need to explain because he totally understands, except he clearly does not understand. He turns to Mu Yue and demands she explain how well Tang Yu has treated her all these years. The original Tang Yu apparently stayed by her hospital bed when she was sick, so the bar was low but he cleared it. Tang Yu is internally begging her to argue back so they can call off this death sentence of an engagement, but Mu Yue is getting increasingly annoyed at his constant thoughts about her and this Ye Chen guy. She snaps at him mentally, saying he chased her for 3 years and now wants to change his mind. And then she does the absolute worst thing possible. She tells her dad she supports the engagement. Tang Yu is having a complete mental breakdown because she just signed both their death warrants. Meanwhile, she's thinking he's way more interesting now that he's not just being a bootlicker. The elders are thrilled and decide to go announce the engagement to everyone at the party. Tang Yu knows Ye Chen is definitely gonna make a scene, and being a rich, handsome antagonist is about to get him killed. Mu Yue is starting to wonder if everything really will happen exactly like Tang Yu's thoughts predicted. The announcement goes out that the Tang and Su families are forming an alliance through marriage. And from across the room, a certain silver-haired Dragon King hears this news and is absolutely livid. Tang Yu spots him coming and internally screams because this guy looks ready to commit murder. The 2 men come face to face and the tension is absolutely suffocating. Mu Ye realizes that Ye Chen actually showed up exactly when and how Tang Yu's thoughts predicted. Uncle Su demands to know who this bodyguard thinks he is and orders someone to throw him out. But Ye Chen proudly declares he's the Dragon King and even European royalty wouldn't dare disrespect him. Tang Yu quickly steps in to defuse the situation because he does not want to be collateral damage. He tries to calm everyone down by reminding them it's his grandfather's birthday celebration. The crowd is gossiping about how young Master Tang is so civilized while that bodyguard looks shabby. Tang Yu is internally dying because everyone's cursing out Ye Chen, but he's the one who'll end up in the crematorium. Both men are glaring at each other while thinking the other is the source of all their problems. Tang Yu is internally begging Ye Chen to just take Mu Ye and leave him alone. Mu Yue can barely contain her amusement at this whole ridiculous situation. But Ye Chen interprets her laugh as gratitude for him standing up for her, and his ego inflates even more. He dramatically declares that no one can sacrifice her freedom, and anyone who tries will die. Tang Yu is internally cheering for them to just hold hands and leave together already. Ye Chen reaches out his hand and tells Mu Yue to come with him. But instead of taking his hand, she looks at him like he's completely lost his mind. And for the first time tonight, Ye Chen looks genuinely shocked because this is not how the script goes. Mo Yui has pieced together that she's in some kind of novel world from listening to Tang Yu's thoughts, and she's decided that there's absolutely no way she's becoming part of anyone's harem. Ye Chen tries to reassure her that she doesn't need to be afraid of the Tang family. He assumes Tang Yu must be threatening her and dismisses him as nothing important. Tang Yu is internally offering 1,000,000 yuan for Ye Chen to just take her and leave him in peace. But Mo Ye fires Ye Chen on the spot and tells him to leave immediately. Ye Chen somehow convinces himself that she's just pretending to be cruel to protect him. He refuses to leave and insists the Tang family means nothing to him. Uncle Su finally loses it and physically throws this so-called Dragon King aside. He declares that Tang Yu is his only son-in-law and the Su family won't spare anyone who disagrees. Ye Chen is absolutely seething with rage at being humiliated like this. But he reminds himself that as the Dragon King, the most important skill is knowing when to endure. He announces that if he's not welcome, he'll leave, which is honestly a relief for everyone. But as he walks away, he glares at Tang Yu, thinking this kid is clever for using the Su family as a shield. Tang Yu is internally screaming that none of this has anything to do with him and begging them to just leave together. But Mu Yui calls him out for constantly mumbling about her being Ye Chen's when she's supposed to be his fiancé. She decides that if he doesn't want her close, she's gonna do the exact opposite. And before Tang Yu can react, she leans in with very clear intentions. She plants a kiss right on his cheek while the whole party watches. Tang Yu is absolutely stunned while the older guests think the young couple is just adorable. But Ye Chen sees his woman kissing another man and the rage in his eyes is terrifying. He convinces himself that Mu Yue is just enduring this humiliation to protect him from the Tang family. And with murder in his eyes, he decides the Tang family no longer needs to exist. After that absolute chaos at the banquet, we cut to the Tang family house later that night. And Tang Yu is already interrogating his system, demanding to know why the plot went completely off script today. Because according to the original storyline, Sumu Yue should have been all over Ye Chen without any resistance. The system basically tells him this is all his fault for changing the plot and causing a butterfly effect. Our boy gives up trying to understand and just demands his reward for surviving the first part of the plot. And he gets a Lamborghini Veneno, which sounds amazing until you remember his house is already overflowing with money. That's when the head of his bodyguard team shows up with a gift from his mother for visiting Old Master Wang. Tang Yu accepts the gift and thanks the bodyguard for his work, acting like a proper young master for once. Here's some context. The Wang family and Tang family are old friends, but Old Master Wang recently had a stroke. And this is Wang Yishui, Old Master Wang's granddaughter and Tang Yu's ex-girlfriend, who rushed back after hearing the news. Tang Yu realizes that according to the plot, Ye Chen is supposed to cure Old Master Wang and win over the Wang family. His bodyguard notices something's off and asks if the young master is feeling okay. Tang Yu waves it off and says he's fine, trying to keep his cool. But then Jin drops a bomb. He's already sent men to beat up Ye Chen for what happened at the party. And Tang Yu's brain just completely short-circuits at this information. Jin proudly announces he called over 30 men and that Ye Chen will definitely pay the price. Tang Yu is internally screaming because this man is literally trying to get him killed before the novel ends. Jin has no idea what's wrong and just asks if the young master is feeling unwell. And our protagonist pulls the biggest boss move ever by offering to promote Jin to manage a mining company in South Africa. Jin is stunned, pointing at himself like he can't believe what he's hearing. Tang Yu sweetens the deal by tripling his salary and bonuses, telling him to leave tomorrow. Jin is so touched he's practically sparkling, promising to work hard for the young master's trust. Meanwhile, Tang Yu is thinking this is the perfect way to ship this troublemaker to Africa before he causes more problems. With that crisis averted, our boy can finally relax and follow the plot in peace. 1 hour later, we arrive at the Wang family residence for what should be a simple visit. Tang Yu strolls through the traditional estate, gift in hand, just trying to get through this storyline event. And that's when he collides directly into someone he was not prepared to see. The collision gives us a very generous close-up of Wang Yishu, and the artist knew exactly what they were doing here. Tang Yu snaps at her to watch where she's walking, clearly flustered by the whole situation. And here she is in full view, Wang Yishu, looking absolutely devastating because of course the ex-girlfriend is stunning. Tang Yu internally notes that her clothes are high-quality silk, because apparently that's where his mind goes first. Wang Yishui looks confused and asks what he's talking about, clearly catching his stray thought. Tang Yu is confused because he definitely didn't say anything out loud, and asks if she's feeling okay. She plays it off and explains she's here to visit Old Master Wang, while Tang Yu says the same. She invites him to sit and have some tea while her grandfather rests, being surprisingly hospitable. Here's the backstory. These two broke up years ago after Tang Yu was exposed for cheating, and they lost all contact. But at a recent class reunion, Wang Yishui learned that the cheating scandal was actually a setup, and she deeply regrets believing it. Seeing Tang Yu today, she realizes she never truly let him go all these years. But she knows it's too late since the Tang and Su families just announced their engagement last night. Meanwhile, Tang Yu has no complicated thoughts whatsoever and is just watching her make tea. His internal monologue is praising her tea-making skills and saying she's the real beauty of Suhang, not Sumu Ye. And that's when Wang Yishu's expression suddenly changes, like she just realized something huge. She can unmistakably hear Tang Yu's voice in her head even though his mouth isn't moving. Tang Yu notices her freeze up and asks if she's alright, completely unaware of what just happened. She quickly recovers and says she's fine, trying to process this new ability. Wang Yishui is now realizing she can hear this guy's thoughts, and apparently he thinks she's the real #1 beauty. She smiles smugly, thinking this man clearly hasn't forgotten her all these years, despite pretending otherwise. She decides to test him by congratulating him on his engagement to Sumu Yai with the most fake sincerity possible. Tang Yu internally rants that the engagement is all Sumu Yai's fault and she's just using him as a shield for someone else. Wang Yishu presses further, asking what's really going on between the two of them. She leans in close as he insists there's no relationship, just friends, and asks why she's so curious. Tang Yu's brain is short-circuiting because she's suddenly so close and smells really nice and her clothes look good. Wang Yishu hears all of that and thinks fondly that he was always like this, even when they were dating. She asks why he's being so harsh when she's his first love and just wants to be close to him. Tang Yu tells her to keep her distance because they broke up years ago and he's not interested in getting back together. But internally he's panicking about her holding his hand while also thinking his hand is pretty lucky right now. Wang Yishui can't help but laugh at the contrast between his cold words and his very honest thoughts. Tang Yu is completely baffled by her sudden laughter with no idea what's so funny. He thinks she's definitely beautiful, but there's something seriously off about her behavior today. Our protagonist is getting genuinely concerned because she's not reacting normally to him giving her the cold shoulder. Tang Yu is internally freaking out because first Sumu Yo was acting weird, and now Wang Yishui too. He decides he needs a tactical retreat and announces he's going to the restroom. He's planning to hide in there for a bit, but Wang Yishui calls out for him to wait, and she pulls the classic move of tripping on absolutely nothing, which Tang Yu recognizes as peak heroine behavior. She looks up at him and asks if he's really just gonna leave her there without helping her up. Tang Yu reluctantly thinks he can't just ignore her, but he's definitely escaping right after helping. But now they're sitting on the couch and she's claiming she twisted her ankle and wants him to massage it. Tang Yu flatly refuses, saying he doesn't know how to give massages. He's internally panicking, because getting close to the second female lead is basically asking to get killed by the protagonist. Wang Yishui calls him out on his lie, reminding him he massaged her ankle in college when she heard it playing tennis. Tang Yu desperately offers to call her family doctor instead, trying to find any way out of this situation. His internal monologue is screaming that she's part of Ye Chen's harem, and he's the villain destined to be cannon fodder. Wang Yishu doesn't understand the villain talk, but she's definitely not gonna just stay away because he told her to. She pulls out the ultimate card: if he won't massage her ankle, she'll tell everyone he took advantage of her. Tang Yu is absolutely horrified because if that rumor spreads, Ye Chen will definitely come to murder him. Our protagonist finally caves and agrees to massage her ankle, but makes her promise not to tell anyone. And so Tang Yu reluctantly begins massaging her leg, wondering how his peaceful visit went so wrong. Wang Yishu starts making sounds that are way too enthusiastic, and Tang Yu is very confused about why a leg massage warrants that reaction. And the sounds coming from this room are definitely raising some questions. Tang Yu finally puts his foot down and declares the massage session is officially over, but Wang Yishui is absolutely not letting him off that easy, claiming it still hurts a little. Our protagonist is not buying it for a second and flatly denies her claim. She smiles and says she'll just come to him next time she gets hurt, which sounds dangerously like a threat. Tang Yu is immediately alarmed because what does she mean by next time? She confirms it with a knowing smile, internally thinking she can hear his thoughts and won't let him escape easily. Tang Yu is mentally screaming at the system, asking why Wang Yishu's character also went off script. And the system, as always, is absolutely useless in providing any helpful response. But before things can get any more awkward, a phone call saves our protagonist. Wang Yishu answers and instructs them to delay the new energy meeting by half an hour. Tang Yu's brain immediately goes into overdrive because he remembers this is the trap set by Wang Rulong and Ye Chen. Wang Yishu is now very confused because how does Tang Yu know about this top-secret investment? She realizes her cousin Wang Rulong is pushing this project and wonders if Tang Yu is secretly looking out for her. She announces she has an urgent meeting and will come back later, while Tang Yu happily tells her to handle her business. Wang Yishui is internally vowing that if Wang Rulong and Ye Chen are scheming, neither of them will escape her wrath. Tang Yu reassures himself that even if she's acting weird, Ye Chen will still show up and win her over with protagonist energy. He's actually feeling optimistic, thinking maybe this time he'll survive to see the end of the story. But his moment of peace is interrupted when someone calls out for brother Tang Yu. Tang Yu turns around confused, not recognizing the voice at first. And standing in the doorway is an absolutely adorable girl with silver twin tails and a gothic Lolita dress. She cheerfully greets him as brother Tang Yu, looking absolutely precious. Tang Yu finally recognizes her and greets her back, saying it's been a long time since they've seen each other. This is Zhang Xiaoye, the most famous young doctor in Suhang at just 20 years old, ranked in the top 10 in all of China. She sweetly asks about old Master Tang's health and whether he's been taking her prescribed medicine on time. Tang Yu thanks her warmly, saying his grandfather has been doing much better since taking her medicine. Xiao Yue looks confused and asks why he's being so polite with her of all people. Tang Yu invites her in, and we learn the Jiang family has practiced medicine for generations with close ties to the Tang family. With Tang family protection, no one dares trouble the Jiang family, and Tang Yu and Xiao Yu have known each other since childhood. Tang Yu is internally raging about how someone as cute as Xiao Ye is destined to be in Ye Chen's harem. Xiao Yue suddenly stops and asks who Ye Chen is because apparently she's also hearing his thoughts now. She directly asks Tang Yu what he's talking about with this whole harem business. Tang Yu denies saying anything while internally panicking about why all these women are acting so strange today. Xiao Yu is certain that was clearly Tang Yu's voice, even if his lips weren't moving. A maid interrupts to announce that Old Master Wang has woken up and asks if Dr. Jiang can treat him now. Xiao Ye agrees and they head off, with Tang Yu deciding to tag along. They arrive at Old Master Wang's room, where the elderly man greets Tang Yu warmly. Tang Yu cheerfully tells Grandpa Wang to rest well and promises to play chess with him once Xiao Yue cures him. But standing in the corner with a menacing aura is none other than the story's protagonist himself, Ye Chen. Wang Rulong, the scheming cousin, asks Ye Chen if he's confident about curing her grandfather. She's not thrilled about his 50% success rate, and here's the tea. She's working with Ye Chen to seize power from Wang Yi's show. Ye Chen smoothly reassures her that everything is under control, which is classic overconfident protagonist behavior. This guy is internally monologuing about how rich playboys are stepping stones and Zhang Xiaoyu will eventually be his woman. He's also very interested in the Jiang family's extensive network of connections, because of course he is. Meanwhile, Zhang Xiaoyue begins examining Old Master Wang, while Ye Chen calculates how to steal her away. Wang Rulong asks Dr. Jiang about her grandfather's condition with fake concern. Xiao Yu explains he has a stroke causing meridian blockage and partial paralysis, but she'll use the 13 ghost needles technique. She turns to Tang Yu with a sweet smile and asks him to help sterilize the silver needles for her. Tang Yu nervously admits he's not very good at this kind of medical stuff. But Xiao Ye isn't taking no for an answer and encourages him with a reassuring wave. Ye Chen is absolutely fuming, internally accusing Tang of always going after the women he wants. Tang Yu mentally fires back, telling him to shut up because how is any of this his fault? Xiao Yu instructs everyone to close the doors and windows and step back to give her space. Ye Chen steps forward, asking if she's really planning to use the 13 ghost needles on the Tianzhu acupoint. Xiao Yu confirms with a simple yes and asks why he's questioning her treatment plan. Ye Chen smugly suggests she might not have realized the real problem and could actually harm the patient. He offers to handle the treatment himself if she's not confident, with the most punchable smile imaginable. The Wang family elders are immediately outraged, demanding to know who this arrogant stranger thinks he is. Tang Yu recognizes this classic trope. Ye Chen draws hatred, waits for Xiao Yue to fail, then swoops in to save the day. Xiao Yu overhears Tang Yu's thoughts about the 6 small flaws in her treatment and looks genuinely shocked. Wang Rulong jumps in to defend Ye Chen, saying she invited him and he's also skilled in medicine. An elder angrily asks if she thinks her grandfather's health is a joke, letting some random kid try to treat him. Ye Chen smirks and points out that Dr. Jiang is actually younger than him, so how do they know she's better? He proposes they settle this with a bet, and someone in the crowd asks what kind of bet he has in mind. Ye Chen confidently declares that if Dr. Jiang can't treat him, he'll save the old man in exchange for an apology. Someone asks the obvious follow-up question, and if Dr. Jiang successfully cures him, Ye Chen dramatically points and swears that if she succeeds, he will crawl out of the Wang family house. He repeats it with absolute confidence because in his mind, there's no way he can lose this bet. The elder accepts the deal, probably already looking forward to watching this cocky kid crawl. Ye Chen tries to rope Xiao Ye into the bet too, but she coldly tells him she doesn't bet and to stay quiet during her treatment. Internally, she's disgusted, thinking how could anyone treat the sacred practice of medicine as a gambling chip. Ye Chen is unfazed, thinking women are naturally drawn to strong men, so this will still work out for him. Wang Rulong is starting to doubt her ally, but his confident smile keeps her believing everything is under control. Tang Yu is mentally noting that Xiao Yu's treatment has 6 small flaws that will leave blood clots behind. He figures in a few minutes, Ye Chen will swoop in and Xiao Yu will fall for him, joining his ever-growing harem. But then Xiao Yu finishes the initial treatment and Old Master Wang says he feels much better and can even speak now. The crowd erupts in praise for Dr. Jiang while throwing shade at a certain someone who is just boasting. Ye Chen's hands clench behind his back as he tries to maintain composure. But then Xiao Yue does something unexpected, pressing on the patient's wrist exactly as Tang Yu's thoughts suggested. She explains she originally planned a gentle approach but now realizes she needs to switch to a more aggressive treatment plan. Xiao Yue cheerfully asks Tang Yu to sterilize another silver needle for her. Tang Yu is now extremely confused because why does she need another needle? Did she already discover the problem? She thanks him warmly, saying if it weren't for him she wouldn't have known about the remaining issue. Xiao Yue looks absolutely radiant as she prepares to finish the complete treatment, and with precise needlework she successfully expels the hidden blood clots from the old man's body. Ye Chen is absolutely losing his mind because there's no way she should have discovered that hidden issue. He's standing there in shock as someone reminds him that the bet is over and it's time to fulfill his promise. And our protagonist's smug plan to let Ye Chen win backfired spectacularly. But honestly, this outcome is even better. Ye Chen is standing there mentally calculating exactly how badly his master plan just failed. But here's the thing about our Dragon King. His ego has a backup plan for everything. He immediately starts praising Zhao Yue's needle technique, comparing it to his own divine methods. And just to flex, he casually levitates one of his own needles with spiritual energy. Tang Yu immediately recognizes this move from the playbook. He's trying to impress Zhao Yu with his skills. But Zhao Yue is hearing Tang Yu's thoughts and she's absolutely disgusted by Ye Chen's intentions. She tilts her head innocently and asks if he's going to keep his word about the crawling bet. Tang Yu is absolutely floored because this is not how the script is supposed to go. He's internally screaming because shouldn't she be fawning over his divine needles right now? Ye Chen is internally raging because how dare a woman humiliate the Dragon King like this? Wang Rulong jumps in nervously trying to defuse the situation with a fake laugh. Ye Chen smoothly pivots to offering Zhao Yue dinner to make up for his earlier rudeness. Tang Yu is watching this like a nature documentary, noting every tactic in Ye Chen's seduction handbook. Zhao Ye doesn't even turn around, just coldly says she does mind his dinner invitation. She turns with an anger mark on her forehead, saying she knows exactly what kind of person he is. Ye Chen's composure finally cracks as he demands to know what she just said. And that's when Wang Yishui makes her entrance, and suddenly this manhwa has everyone's full attention. The author really said, let me give the viewers exactly what they came here for. Ye Chen's brain immediately shifts targets because she's the woman he's decided to conquer. But Wang Yishu completely ignores him to discuss the new energy project being a trap set by her cousin. She's already 3 steps ahead, planning her investigation while everyone else plays catch-up. She warmly thanks Dr. Jiang for saving her grandfather, and you can see Zhao Yue is genuinely touched. Zhao Yue humbly says they should both be thankful, looking genuinely sweet for once. She suddenly realizes it's already 3 o'clock and she needs to get back to her clinic. She says her goodbyes to Dr. Jiang and invites Wang Yishui to visit sometime. But then she turns to Tang Yu and asks why he didn't say goodbye to her personally. Tang Yu gives the most awkward wave and goodbye in the history of farewells. Internally, he's thinking that getting close to her means Ye Chen will come after him. Xiao Yue hears his thoughts and is immediately grossed out that Ye Chen considers her his woman. Meanwhile, Ye Chen is seething because Tang Yu just called himself brother to his future woman. He smoothly intercepts to offer visiting the Jiang mansion to learn from her grandfather. Xiao Ye looks completely unimpressed while Ye Chen is having his first ever failed pickup attempt. But he can't lose his temper now because his other target Wang Yishu is still right there. He grabs Wang Rulong's hand for an assist, and she's confused but plays along. Wang Rulong introduces him as a young talent to her sister, trying to be helpful. Ye Chen turns on the full sparkle mode, looking like he stepped out of a shoujo manga. Wang Yishu stands there looking absolutely devastating while completely unimpressed by his act. Wang Rulong formally introduces Dr. Ye, and he greets her with his most charming hello. Wang Yishu leans in slightly and asks if anyone has ever told him something important. Ye Chen looks expectant, probably thinking she's about to compliment his handsome face. She tells him his smile is really disgusting, and honestly that's the most satisfying moment so far. He's internally screaming because that smile is supposedly his best weapon for picking up women. He quickly tries to recover, suggesting they clear up this misunderstanding next time they meet. Wang Rulong offers to see him out, and they walk toward the exit together. Night falls over the Wang family residence, but the drama is far from over. Wang Rulong walks with Ye Chen, both of them processing the day's failures. Ye Chen can't help but ask if his smile is really that disgusting, clearly still wounded. Wang Rulong gives the most diplomatic answer possible, calling it unique. Ye Chen asks about Tang Yu's relationship with the Wang family and learns he used to date Yishu's sister. His eyes narrow dangerously as he realizes Tang Yu is the ex-boyfriend of his target. The Dragon King is now convinced Tang Yu is intentionally opposing him at every turn. He stands alone in the courtyard, his villain aura at maximum intensity. One of his subordinates appears and asks for his orders, because of course he has minions. He makes a phone call asking about the infiltration progress into the Tang group. He gives his orders coldly, saying he wants the Tang family out of Susho within a month. Meanwhile, Tang Yu suddenly feels a chill and wonders who's cursing him this time. He checks his system rewards and scores Flash Step plus immunity to all poisons. He's thrilled because poison immunity is perfect for countering Ye Chen's arsenal. But then Wang Yishu appears and tells him to hold it right there. Tang Yu turns around casually and asks what's up, trying to play it cool. He's internally thinking she must have a crush on him, but he's a man she can never have. Wang Yishu smirks and says she's absolutely determined to get him no matter what. She asks innocently if she can't even chat with him, covering her mouth coyly. Tang Yu crosses his arms and asks why she's asking questions she already knows the answer to. He bluntly tells her they're not meant to be together and she had no chance then or now. Wang Yishu seems to accept this, saying she won't force him anymore. Then she suddenly points behind him, yelling that Ye Chen just snuck in. Tang Yu whips around in panic because Ye Chen being here is very bad news. He barely starts to ask if anyone is there when Wang Yishui blurs past him, and before he can react, she plants a kiss on his cheek while taking a selfie. She looks at the photo and asks why he's making such a weird face in it. She happily announces she saved it, looking way too pleased with herself. Tang Yu finally realizes he just got completely set up by the female lead. He's mentally spiraling, because if Yi Chen sees that video, he's absolutely dead. Wang Yishu plays innocent, asking if a girl like her would actively let him take advantage. Tang Yu immediately goes into negotiation mode, telling her to delete the video and name her price. He's thinking thank goodness he's a rich villain now, he can just throw money at this problem. But Wang Yishu says she has plenty of money at home and doesn't need his. Turns out she figured out everything from his thoughts and now knows about the novel world. Tang Yu threatens to turn hostile if she doesn't delete the video right now. He's desperately asking what she could possibly want from him besides money or his body. She calmly threatens to post the video on social media if he turns hostile. Tang Yu raises his fist and threatens that if he punches someone as cute as her, she'll cry. He insists she delete it because this isn't what the female lead is supposed to be doing. She just smiles and dares him to hit her, asking where exactly he would punch. Tang Yu finally gives up and just asks her what she actually wants from him. Tang Yu finally demands a straight answer from her because he's tired of playing games. And then Wang Yishui, looking absolutely devastating might I add, tells him to come into her room with her. Our boy immediately shuts that down because there's no way he's walking into that trap. But she's not taking no for an answer and insists he stop resisting and just follow her inside. Tang Yu just stands there in silence, mentally weighing his very limited options right now. He finally caves, thinking entering the room is better than having that video posted everywhere, and he'll defend his purity to the death if necessary. So they go inside and her bedroom is exactly what you'd expect from a rich girl who doesn't clean. Tang Yu immediately notices the mess and his first thought is that this woman's room has stuff thrown everywhere. And then he spots her stockings and suddenly has very strong opinions about black versus fishnet versus white. He can't help himself and asks why her room is such a disaster zone when she can afford to hire people. Meanwhile, he's internally frustrated because even the dogs at home avoid him. So why can't this proud beauty hate him too? Wang Yishu just smiles innocently and asks if she wasn't literally about to get someone to clean it. Tang Yu's face drops because he suddenly realizes exactly who that someone is supposed to be. She cheerfully reminds him that others would love this privilege, and besides, he cleaned for her plenty of times in college. Our protagonist just sighs and reluctantly agrees because what choice does he have at this point? He figures cleaning is better than the alternative, but then starts worrying about catching athlete's foot from her stockings. Wang Yishui immediately gets offended and yells that she absolutely does not have athlete's foot. Then she casually asks if he dated any other girls after they broke up, besides simping for Su Moyu of course. Tang Yu lies through his teeth, saying he was never a simp and actually has 4 girlfriends now. But internally he's laughing at himself because he's been so busy simping he hasn't even held a girl's hand. Wang Yishu can read his thoughts though, and she's just thinking, you two-faced liar. She just calls him a scumbag out loud, looking way too pleased with herself for catching him. But Tang Yu takes this as progress, thinking she's finally getting fed up with him and he just needs to push harder. So he decides to act like a complete pervert because there's no way she won't be disgusted by that. He picks up her bra and criticizes her taste in underwear, offering to pick better ones for her. And Wang Yishu immediately snaps a photo of him holding it with the most satisfied smirk. Tang Yu freezes because he did not see that coming at all. She plays completely innocent, saying oops, she accidentally captured a crime record, and how can a poor girl like her handle this? Tang Yu is now panicking because she's not following the script where she calls him a pervert and kicks him out. He realizes this is definitely not something the original Wang Yishu from the novel would do. Our boy quickly drops the evidence and backtracks, claiming he was just kidding the whole time. But she's already won and she knows it, thinking he'll have to listen to her forever now with this leverage. Tang Yu tries to regain some control and suggests they talk about actual business instead. Wang Yishu finally shifts gears and asks what he thinks about her investing in new energy, and Tang Yu is mentally celebrating because finally they're getting back on track with the plot. He thinks even though Yi Chen is a fool, it doesn't hurt to play matchmaker since he's the first villain to repay evil with good. So he enthusiastically endorses the investment, giving it a full thumbs up like a commercial. What he's really thinking is that the fails company is a total scam, and when it fails, Ye Chen will swoop in to comfort her. Wang Yishui says she'll invest, but mentions the French fails company feels unreliable to her. Tang Yu reassures her that he's dealt with them before and their new energy research is top-notch. But internally, he knows the company's fraud and tax evasion will be exposed soon because they're definitely a scam. Meanwhile, Wang Yishu is laughing internally because she's figured out exactly how to control Tang Yu like a remote. She then asks if he thinks Wang Rolan is capable enough to handle the project. Tang Yu immediately praises Rulan as the smartest person in Susho who can definitely handle it. He's thinking this is perfect because letting Wang Rulan take the fall for the mess solves everything. Wang Yishu remembers Vice President Li has been pushing this project for a while, claiming it'll support the family for 20 years. Tang Yu finally finishes cleaning and asks if he can finally leave this situation. Wang Yishu hesitates for a moment, like she's actually considering keeping him longer, but she finally tells him not bad, he can go now, while checking her phone. Tang Yu immediately wonders if she actually deleted those incriminating videos and photos. Wang Yishu gets defensive and says they're already deleted. He can check himself if he doesn't trust her. Tang Yu says good, because he absolutely won't let a scumbag like himself ruin her reputation. And with that, our protagonist finally makes his escape, mentally celebrating his freedom from her clutches. Meanwhile, across town at Donghai Group, we meet Sumu Yue looking absolutely stunning in her office. She notices it's already 6 o'clock and wonders why she hasn't left work yet. Her assistant mentions she didn't hear a knock, so she thought it was still early. See, for 3 whole years, Tang Yu would come knock at 6 to pick up Sumu Yue for dinner without fail. Sumu Yue realizes that annoying man should have shown up by now, and without him pestering her, something feels missing. Her assistant bids her farewell and says she's heading out for the day. Sumu Yue just gives a quiet acknowledgement, clearly distracted by her own thoughts. She's wondering how someone who liked her for 3 years can just suddenly say he doesn't anymore. She catches herself and wonders what's wrong with her, deciding she should just go home already. The scene shifts to the Donghai Group parking lot where expensive cars line the underground garage. Sumu Yue sits in her car and types out a message asking Tang Yu if he's free tonight because she wants to talk. Tang Yu receives the message and is immediately confused about why Sumu Yue would be looking for him. He texts back asking if she wants to talk about breaking off the engagement, because if so, let's tell their parents right now. Sumu Yue just stares at her phone in complete silence, not expecting that response at all. She immediately fires back asking who said anything about breaking off the engagement. She admits to herself that she doesn't even know what she wants to talk about. Maybe she just wanted to see him. Tang Yu coldly tells her to just say whatever she needs to say directly instead of wasting time. Sumu Yue asks him if he really hates her that much, and her voice actually sounds hurt. Tang Yu dismisses her, saying he has to go drink with some girls, and if she wants to end the engagement, just say so or use a message in a bottle. He's thinking his attitude couldn't be clearer, so why won't she just obediently go be the female lead with Ye Chen? Sumu Yue absolutely loses it and yells that she's not breaking off anything and will marry into the Tang family. Just watch her. Tang Yu's face goes completely blank as he wonders if this woman has lost her entire mind. He's just sitting there holding his phone, completely stunned by what he just heard. He starts driving while internally screaming about whether this woman is actually going insane. Then he gets a text from his brother asking what he's been up to lately. Tang Yu realizes he has outside help as a villain and needs to use his villain advantages to solve this problem. He pulls up to a fancy club and bystanders are losing their minds over his rare sports car that only has 2 in the country. People are wishing they could reincarnate into a rich family like whoever owns that ride. Tang Yu gets right to business and asks his friend to help him figure out how to make this woman give up on him. His green-haired friend young Master Qin asks which woman he's talking about this time. Tang Yu answers simply, Sumu Yue, the woman who won't leave him alone. His friend gets way too excited hearing that Tang Yu is finally done being a simp and should just be a scumbag like him. Tang Yu agrees, saying if he becomes a complete piece of garbage, women will naturally stay away from him. Young Master Qin offers to introduce him to a top-tier girl on the same level as Sumu Yue. Tang Yu is intrigued and asks if she's really that impressive. Someone comparable to Sumu Yue herself. His friend smirks and tells him to just imagine hugging her to piss off Sumu Yue completely. And then she walks in looking absolutely devastating, greeting young Master Qin, and suddenly this episode got a whole lot more interesting. Young Master Qin wastes no time introducing the new arrival to Tang Yu as his good brother. And this is Ling Han, absolutely stunning with that ponytail, immediately complimenting how handsome Tang Yu is. Tang Yu smoothly returns the compliment, saying he's even happier to meet such a beautiful lady. But internally he's freaking out because he recognizes this woman as the jade-faced fox and her target should be Qin Ming, not him. Here's the thing though, Ling Han is secretly a top elite assassin from the Dragon Soul organization, and she's confused because she's somehow hearing this guy's inner thoughts. Meanwhile, Qin Ming is just sitting there thinking his big brother is so handsome that women can't resist him at all. Qin Ming proudly asks Tang Yu if he's being loyal by bringing this beauty over. And Tang Yu is mentally screaming loyal my ass. This is a literal killer that Qin Ming just pushed onto him, treating him like a brother and betraying him like this. Ling Han realizes this definitely isn't ventriloquism. She's actually hearing this guy's inner thoughts clear as day. She tells herself to calm down and not act rashly. This is too valuable an opportunity. Tang Yu also calms himself down, deciding he'll just use his old trick to disgust her so she leaves on her own. So he puts on his most suspicious smile and asks Miss Ling if she has a boyfriend. But she leans in close and flirtatiously asks if Tang Xiao is going to introduce one to her. She's thinking no way she's leaving. She wants to see exactly how much this guy knows about the organization. Tang Yu realizes this isn't going as planned, but figures he can use her to deal with Sumu Yue later since life is all about acting anyway. He casually asks about her hobbies while holding his champagne, trying to play matchmaker. Ling Han says she likes dancing and music, then smoothly turns it back to him. Our boy says they're quite similar since he likes music and watching restricted movies, which is his attempt at being repulsive. But Ling Han just giggles and calls him naughty while getting even closer to him. Tang Yu's internally annoyed, thinking women only affect his enjoyment of life, especially Ya Chen's women. And Ling Han is shocked because he even knows about her 2 failed missions and being saved by the Dragon King both times. Kyun Ming nearly chokes on his drink watching this whole exchange unfold. Tang Yu turns around confused, asking what's going on now. And then Sumuyu walks in looking absolutely devastating in that blue dress, and suddenly this room just got a lot more complicated. She spots Tang Yu immediately and calls out his name with visible frustration. Tang Yu just casually asks if she's here to talk about breaking off the engagement while sitting right next to Ling Han. He's internally begging her to get mad, throw a drink in his face, show some dignity as the female lead, but Sumuyu sees right through it, realizing he came here specifically to provoke her into calling off the engagement, and she refuses to give him what he wants. So instead, she calmly sits down and says she saw him drinking alone and wanted to join, and the Gooners are definitely appreciating this camera angle. Tang Yu is not amused by this unexpected development. Kyun Ming can't believe what he's seeing. The high and mighty Sumuyu is actually tolerating her fiancé holding another woman. Tang Yu's frustrated because she's not playing by the rules, and without a proper breakup, how will Ling Han report their innocence to the Dragon King? He dismissively tells her to go drink somewhere else since she's disturbing him and Miss Ling. Internally, he's thinking what a shameless beast. If she can't stand it, just leave, because his moral bottom line is very flexible. Ling Han realizes what a cunning plan this is, taking advantage of her and using her as a tool. But Sumuyu just smiles and calls out his lousy acting, knowing exactly what he's trying to do. She cheerfully says they can drink all they want, she won't bother them, and when they're done they'll go home together. Tang Yu is absolutely losing it internally. You can practically see the lightning effects around him from the stress. He's screaming in his head that those supportive girlfriend lines are for simps like him. She's mixing up their roles. Sumuyu sweetly says she's thought it through and admits she's made him suffer too much in the past 3 years testing him. And the artist is clearly blessing us with this absolutely stacked view of Sumuyu because they know exactly what they're doing. Tang Yu stares at her with genuine concern about where this is going. He suddenly announces he and Miss Ling are going to the restroom and tells everyone not to disturb them. And he actually drags Ling Han along with him, leaving the others stunned. Kyun Ming is left wondering why everyone is being so wild today. Sumuyu sits alone with her wine, wondering if even though she knows he's acting, could the past 3 years of affection actually have been fake. At the club restroom, Ling Han asks why Tang Xiao brought her here of all places. Tang Yu pulls out a gift box, saying he likes sensible girls who don't ask for money all the time. He continues trash-talking Sumuyu, saying girls who are only after his money make him sick. Then he waves goodbye, saying he'll go talk to Sumuyu about breaking off the engagement and they should drink together next time. Ling Han thinks something feels off about all this, but decides she should report to the Dragon King first. The scene shifts to the club's underground parking lot. Ling Han sits in her car and calls the Dragon King to report in. And this is our first look at Ye Chen, the actual protagonist with silver hair and red eyes, casually asking if the mission is going well. Normally Ling Han would be happy when Ye Chen calls her his pet name, but after Tang Yu exposed his hypocrisy, she now finds it repulsive. She reports that she got close to the target but ran into Tang Yu and Sumuyu while doing so. She explains simply that they're drinking at a bar together. Ye Chen immediately gets suspicious, asking if Tang Yu is trying to get Sumuyu drunk to take advantage of her. Ling Han awkwardly clarifies that they haven't drunk much, but they are hugging and holding each other, with Sumuyu being very forward. Ye Chen refuses to believe it, insisting Sumuyu only has feelings for him and ordering Ling Han to keep an eye on her. Ling Han suggests changing the plan to infiltrate the Tang family to get closer to Tang Yu and better protect Sumuyu. But really she just wants to get closer to Tang Yu, because he knows secrets about the Dragon Soul organization that she's been investigating. Ye Chen agrees to change the plan. The Qin family can wait, just make sure Tang Yu doesn't touch his woman. But then some random security manager starts yelling at Ye Chen for making loud phone calls during work hours. Ye Chen's internally seething, thinking how dare a mere security manager touch him, the mighty Dragon King. If this weren't domestic soil, this guy would already be a corpse. The manager angrily tells him if he doesn't want to work, then get lost. Ye Chen vows internally that once he finishes his plan to woo the girls and take down Su Hong, he'll crush them all. Back at the club, Sumuyu has completely passed out on the couch. Kyun Ming can't help but ask if big brother Tang Yu finished in just 3 minutes. Tang Yu clarifies he sent the assassin away and warns Qin Ming that woman is very dangerous, never get involved with her again. Kyun Ming cheerfully agrees, because even after transmigrating, Tang Yu still inherited strong feelings for his brother from the original body's memories. Kyun Ming then asks what they're going to do about the passed-out Ice Queen over there. Tang Yu sighs and reluctantly says he'll take her back himself. The city skyline glitters at night as Tang Yu thinks at least he doesn't have to drive drunk. In the car with a sleeping Sumuyu, Tang Yu reminds himself he needs to maintain safety awareness to survive against the protagonist. He smiles, thinking being rich is so damn satisfying. If only this world didn't have Ye Chen, it would be perfect. But then Sumoyu starts giggling in her sleep and leaning toward him, which immediately puts him on edge. He literally tells her to get lost while pushing her away. The driver is absolutely shocked, wondering if this is still the usual simp young master he knows. Sumoyu sleepily murmurs she just wants to stay close to him, and Tang Yu remembers her tragic backstory about losing her mother to cancer when young. Her father Su Chongshan was extremely strict with her, and under all that loneliness and pressure she developed a stubborn, competitive personality. But when she's drunk, she completely sheds that cold facade, becoming weak and clingy like a puppy that unconditionally trusts others. Tang Yu suddenly asks why she's getting so handsy with him, and she's now fully climbing onto him in the back of the car. The Gooners are eating extremely well right now with this particular camera angle. Sumoyu smiles and asks him to give her a kiss, looking absolutely devastating. And she's moving in closer while Tang Yu's brain is clearly short-circuiting. Tang Yu panics and screams for Lao Wang to pull her off him. The driver looks extremely uncomfortable about being asked to intervene in this situation, but it's too late because Sumoyu has already fallen forward onto his lap, and now she's fully on top of him in a very compromising position. And that's how the female lead finally gets her kiss from the villain who's been trying so hard to avoid her. Sumoyu is now fully conscious and absolutely going for it, asking why he hasn't been kissing her back. Tang Yu is barely holding it together as he asks if she's always this wild when she drinks. And internally he's screaming because this isn't Sumoyu anymore, this is a thirsty succubus. She accuses him of breaking his promise because he stopped fawning over her after saying he'd do it forever. Tang Yu fires back that he fawned over her for 3 whole years, and still got absolutely nowhere. And she just hits him with the suggestion of trying for another 3 years like that's a reasonable request. Our boy actually considers it for a second and asks what if he did try again. Drunk Sumoyu giggles and tells him he'll turn into a big fawning dog, and the artist is feeding us well right now. Tang Yu just goes completely silent because what do you even say to that? But then she suddenly apologizes and offers to fawn over him instead, clinging onto him desperately. Tang Yu starts yelling at her to stop, but it's clear his resolve is crumbling fast. And then suddenly she just goes quiet and stops moving, leaving Tang Yu extremely confused. He breathes a sigh of relief because she finally calmed down before things got too dangerous. The scene shifts to the Tang family home, a gorgeous mansion glowing warmly against the night sky. Tang Yu decided not to send her home because explaining a wasted Sumoyu to her family would be a nightmare. But his dad is already waiting inside, accusing him of showing his true colors and bringing women home right after getting engaged. And this man pulls out a belt declaring that this father will absolutely not let this slide. Tang Yu frantically explains that this isn't just anyone, this is Sumoyu, his actual fiancé. His dad immediately shifts gears and demands to know how much Tang Yu made her drink to get her this wasted. Dad lectures him about not rushing things even if he's liked her for years, while Tang Yu insists he's not interested in her at all. His dad immediately starts listing other wealthy family daughters, asking if he's interested in the Wang girl or the Qin family's Qixin instead. Tang Yu just waves him off saying he's not interested in anyone. Can Dad please stop with the wild guesses? He yawns and announces he's heading to bed for a good sleep, completely done with this conversation. And he's thinking to himself that the life of a wealthy person is just so simple, unpretentious, and dull. The next morning arrives with sunlight streaming into one of the mansion's pristine guest bedrooms. Sumoyu wakes up looking absolutely stunning, even with messy hair, because of course she does. She's mortified because she only wanted to talk to him. How did it end up with her kissing him multiple times? The thing is, she was still somewhat rational when drunk, but she just didn't want to be rational anymore. She buries herself under the covers because the embarrassment is absolutely killing her right now. Tang Yu's mom calls from outside the door letting her know it's time for breakfast. Sumoyu responds politely to his auntie, pulling herself together despite the internal screaming. She steps out looking put together and says good morning, the artist blessing us with this angle. And then Tang Yu appears looking effortlessly good with just a casual morning greeting. Sumoyu immediately starts blushing because the memories of last night are hitting her all at once. But Tang Yu is internally celebrating because yes, this is how she should react to him. Cold and distant like a proper female lead. They head to the dining room, which is absolutely gorgeous because rich people breakfast hits different. Dad immediately scolds Tang Yu for just eating by himself without serving Muyu any food. Meanwhile, Tang Yu's mom is just sitting there looking elegant as she watches the chaos unfold. Tang Yu refuses internally, thinking there's absolutely no way he's serving the protagonist his future harem member. He's thinking women only distract him from surviving, while Sumoyu just smiles and calls him a jerk. Sumoyu politely tells his parents she can serve herself and apologizes for the trouble from drinking too much. Tang Yu is immediately suspicious because damn, is she putting on an act right now? He defends himself saying it really wasn't him who got her to drink. They can ask Qin Ming. But Sumoyu backs him up saying it was her fault for insisting on drinking with him. Tang Yu sees his opening and suggests to his parents that maybe they should reconsider the engagement since they don't get along. His dad's face goes absolutely dark as he asks what Tang Yu just said to him. Sumoyu immediately jumps in asking his dad not to hit him, saying maybe she did something wrong and she'll change. His dad's expression completely flips as he praises how understanding Miyu is, unlike their bratty son. Tang Yu just sits there in complete silence because what can he even do at this point? His mom sweetly tells Miu to eat more, completely siding with the future daughter-in-law. The meal ended pleasantly for everyone except Tang Yu, who felt like an outsider under the constant threat of his father's belt. Meanwhile, at Tengwang Group, a massive corporate building that screams money and power, Wang Yixu has been investigating since she overheard Tang Yu's thoughts, and she's confirmed that Far's company has major issues. But she's actually more interested in Ye Chen, whose identity is completely shrouded in mystery. She found a company that invested heavily in Far's, becoming its largest shareholder. But it's not under Ye Chen's name directly. So she decides to make a move and reaches for the phone to set her plan in motion. She tells her assistant Anna to find Wang Rulong and let him know she's agreed to the cooperation, with funds transferring within 24 hours. She also wants Far's company contacted immediately to move the project forward as fast as possible. The scene shifts to Wang Rulong's office, where his secretary Anna receives the call. Anna, who has pink hair and glasses, smirks as she reports that Wang Yixu finally agreed to the deal. And here's the twist. Anna is plotting to take the general manager position for herself and marry off her cousin. She immediately moves to notify brother Ye about the development because of course there's a bigger conspiracy here. Elsewhere in the city, our old friend the Dragon King's operation continues to move in the shadows. A silver-haired guy with red eyes answers the call, saying he understands and to just wait to take over Tengwang Group. He hangs up with a smirk, declaring the Wang family's billions will soon be his. The absolute audacity. He poses confidently on the street like some kind of anime protagonist having his villain moment, but then his captain shows up furious, asking if this newbie is out of his mind, showing off every single day. The captain gives him a final warning that if he catches him boasting again, there will be consequences. The silver-haired guy just agrees half-heartedly because he knows his plans are bigger than this job. Half an hour later, the city skyline gleams as the corporate machinations continue to unfold. Wang Yixu receives a call confirming that Far's company just received a 3 billion deposit. She smiles triumphantly because her prey has finally taken the bait. Once that money hits Far's company, it'll be nearly impossible for them to get it back. And the Gooners are eating well right now because she's looking absolutely devastating while scheming. She texts Tang Yu asking to meet for a business meal. He says no time, so she threatens him with those photos. Tang Yu sees the photo and panics because anyone who sees this would think he's some pervert stealing underwear in her room. He's sweating bullets, wondering if he deleted this, what happened to basic trust between people. Wang Yixu just smugly asks if he wants to rephrase his answer about not having time. He immediately caves and asks where to meet. She says, that evening at the deep-sea restaurant. Wang Yixu waves him over, looking stunning in front of the aquarium walls. Tang Yu reluctantly sits down, asking if they really need to discuss business in a place like this. She responds with hearts floating around her, saying yes, because it's so romantic here. Tang Yu's thinking that it's certainly romantic. People come here for private dining and sometimes start other activities before the meal even begins. He declares that even in a private room he won't give in, because a sparrow can't match a true dragon, though she's definitely not exactly a sparrow. Wang Yixu gets visibly angry, saying she'll show him just how worthy she actually is. She sweetly calls him honey and asks what he'd like to eat while holding the menu. Tang Yu says he doesn't have much appetite dining with her and tells her to stop calling him honey. He's internally screaming that this was supposed to be a business meeting, while she just orders a couple's set meal anyway. And then her foot starts making its way toward his leg under the table in a very suggestive shot. Tang Yu flinches back, asking what she thinks she's doing right now. She just smiles innocently and asks if he's tired, suggesting he could massage her legs. Tang Yu is mortified, thinking this isn't dining anymore. Someone could see them and it would be social suicide. He nervously offers to call a waiter to help her massage instead, while his hands are somehow already on her legs. And she hits him with the classic reversal, asking why he's touching her feet and calling him a pervert. Tang Yu's having a revelation, realizing he's been too passive this whole time, and that's exactly why she keeps teasing him. So our boy decides to flip the script and confidently asks if she really wants that leg massage. And Wang Yixu, looking absolutely stunning as always, just smiles and tells him to go ahead. His hands actually make contact with her leg, and the Gooners are definitely eating well right now. And would you look at that, suddenly she's the one looking all flustered and embarrassed. Tang Yu's thinking, I knew it. This woman is all talk, but in practice she's no match for me. He doubles down, asking if she's feeling shy now and telling her she started this so she can finish it. Wang Yixu is looking genuinely flustered with hearts floating around her, and it's honestly pretty adorable. 10 minutes later and she's frustrated that he's still showing no reaction, saying he could start a fire rubbing sticks by now. And then she reveals her true colors, laughing that the shy looks were all an act and she just got a free massage out of him. Tang Yu just leans back exhausted, declaring he's done massaging because he's tired now. But she's just looking at him, thinking how cute little Tang Yu is, completely unbothered. He notices her staring and asks why she's looking at him like that. She just teases him, asking if he's blushing and wanting to take a closer look. Tang Yu puts his hand up to stop her, telling her to just eat the meal properly since they're supposed to be discussing business. Wang Yixu puts on her business face, and honestly she's still looking devastating even in serious mode. Tang Yu asks what kind of project requires 30 billion, because that's definitely not a small amount. She explains it's for new energy, reminding him that he thought it was a good idea last time they discussed it. Tang Yu agrees to invest but holds up 2 fingers, saying there are 2 conditions she needs to accept first. Wang Yishu raises an eyebrow and asks what conditions he's talking about. First, don't bother him unless necessary because men and women shouldn't be too familiar. And second, give him her phone to delete those photos and videos. She reluctantly hands over the phone, telling him to delete them, but he better keep his word about the investment. Tang Yu takes the phone with a smile, saying of course he'll keep his word. But then he opens the gallery and finds a bunny girl photo of Wang Yishu that has him absolutely shook. He's internally freaking out about how bold she is in private, and gets weirdly jealous, wondering who took these photos. She laughs and tells him they're selfies with no photographer involved, but it's cute that he knows how to get jealous. She asks if he deleted everything with that knowing smile of hers. He confirms it's all done and tells her not to do such boring things anymore while still looking at the phone. Wang Yishu tells him to transfer the money quickly and she'll let him know when the project succeeds. But here's the thing, she's secretly planning to make a big move to bleed Yi Chen dry and play him to death. Meanwhile, the Dragon King himself is getting terrible news that Far's company got hit with massive tax evasion fines. He's absolutely furious because the collapse of Far's company just ruined his entire plan to win over Wang Yishu. And the manhwa really goes there with a toilet metaphor for how much money got flushed down the drain. Huajin investment under his organization lost nearly 1,000 billion from this market crash, which is an absolutely insane amount of money. And then he gets intel that someone short-sold them, with 80 billion invested by both the Tengwang Group and the Tang Group. He's completely bewildered, wondering how those 2 families could have done this when his plan was supposed to be flawless. He's trying to figure it out, thinking Wang Rolong wouldn't dare betray him and Wang Yishu should still be in the dark. Then it hits him. Could that useless brat Tang Yu have somehow found out something? But he reassures himself that his Dragon King identity is absolutely confidential. There's no way Tang Yu knows. He brushes it off, saying losing 1,000 billion is nothing because once he takes over the 4 major families, that money comes back 100-fold. As long as his identity stays hidden, he'll find another way to win Wang Yishu because there are 10,000 ways to conquer a woman. And then with lightning flashing behind him, he declares that Tang Yu will repay this money with his life, and the Tang family will perish. Meanwhile, at the Tang family mansion, things are about to get very interesting. Tang Yu receives a system notification saying he survived the plot, and as a reward, the Land of Bright Moon Hotel has been transferred to his name. The system explains that in Chapter 88, the Dragon King's scheme was supposed to succeed, but Tang Yu changed that fate. Tang Yu smirks, satisfied that after all his hard work, acting, and laying low, he finally got the reward he deserves. But he's kind of unimpressed, saying the Bright Moon Hotel sounds ordinary even if it's a 7-star hotel since his family already has money. He wonders why the system didn't give him a life-saving skill instead. Unless there's something mysterious about this hotel. Now let's talk about the Su family, who was once as glorious as the Tang family but has declined severely in recent years. And this is Su Muya, the one keeping them from completely falling out of the 4 great families, looking absolutely gorgeous as always. But guess who shows up at her house? It's the Dragon King himself, greeting her like they're old friends. Su Muya crosses her arms and coldly asks what he's doing here. And this guy actually thinks her cold attitude is just her trying to protect him by making him stay away, calling her a silly girl. He just walks closer and says he missed her so he came to see her, completely missing all the obvious signals. Then he starts boasting about being more capable than she thinks and that soon everyone will know who calls the shots in Su Shou. Sumayue is visibly getting angry because this guy just doesn't take a hint. And then her father storms out, furious that this guy embarrassed their family last time and dares to show his face again. But the Dragon King just says he originally wanted to keep a low profile, but today he'll show them that even the Tang family is just an ant to him. He announces that Su Mayue's birthday is in 3 days, and he's gonna host the party for her. Su's father scoffs, saying he's never seen anyone brag this much, and asks if he thinks he can book the top floor of Bright Moon Hotel. He crosses his arms and says even his family and the Tang family couldn't manage it, and if this guy can pull it off, he'll lick his shoes. Here's some context. 2 years ago, Tang Yu personally offered 300 million to book that top floor for Su Moyu's birthday, but Bright Moon Hotel refused, saying the rules couldn't be broken unless the Tang family bought the entire hotel outright. The Dragon King smirks and says it seems like he needs to give them a demonstration of his true strength. He calls out for Longya and his voice echoes with absolute confidence. And this absolute unit of a man appears, asking for the Dragon King's orders. This is Longya, one of the 8 great generals of the Dragon Soul organization, deeply trusted by Ye Chen for his loyalty and business skills. And apparently Ye Chen keeps him around not just for convenience, but to use his less attractive appearance to make himself look more handsome by comparison. Longya stands ready with a briefcase, looking like he's about to handle some serious business. The Dragon King orders him to show them the documents and open their eyes to his power. Longya opens the briefcase and pulls out the official papers right on command. The Dragon King holds up the document triumphantly, ready to prove everyone wrong. Su's father is actually impressed, thinking this guy must have connections everywhere and wondering if marrying into the Tang family would even compare. But Su Muyue stays firm, reminding him that if this doesn't work out, he's not allowed to bother her ever again. She's thinking it's absolutely impossible to book that top floor anyway, and even if he somehow does, she'll still reject him. The Dragon King just grins and says it's a deal, completely confident in his victory. He takes his leave looking smug, promising that with him as their son-in-law, the Su family will become the second most powerful in Susho. As he walks away, the Su family mansion stands silent while he boasts about their future glory. Su's father is actually considering this a good opportunity to test this man's real capabilities. He's thinking if this guy really can pull it off, maybe choosing a better son-in-law than Tang Yu wouldn't be such a bad idea. Meanwhile, our boy Tang Yu is checking out his latest system reward, the entire Bright Moon Hotel. And of course, the hotel manager is already there to greet him like royalty. Tang Yu waves him off, telling him there's no need to be so formal about it. The manager offers to give him the grand tour, and Tang Yu agrees to check out his new property. And the moment he steps inside, our boy is absolutely blown away by how luxurious this place is. The outdoor pool area, the gardens, this hotel has everything, and Tang Yu is living his best life. They eventually make their way to the general manager's office to discuss business, and that's when the manager drops some interesting news. The head of Longchen Group wants to book the top floor for a birthday party. Tang Yu's brain immediately short-circuits because he recognizes this plot from chapter 95 of the original story. In the original, Ye Chen books this hotel to throw a massive birthday party for Su Muiyue and completely wins over her family. And Su Muiyue, looking absolutely devastating by the way, ends up completely falling for him after this romantic gesture. After that, Ye Chen's influence explodes and he starts working on completely devouring the Tang family. Tang Yu's internally screaming at the system because he knew something was fishy when it suddenly got so generous. He's thinking the hotel is a hot potato now. If he rents it out, Ye Chen wins Su Muiyue and the Su family becomes his power base. But if he refuses, Longye's mad dog temperament means he'll stop at nothing, potentially endangering lives, so either way it's a dead end. But then Tang Yu remembers that in the original story this manager has exceptional talent for being a double agent and causing trouble. The manager notices Tang Yu spacing out and asks if something's wrong. Tang Yu puts on a scheming smile and says they can agree to rent the top floor, but they absolutely cannot let the birthday party actually happen. The manager is completely confused, asking why they wouldn't just refuse directly if they don't want it to happen. Tang Yu just brushes it off and suggests they go meet the guest who wants to book the top floor first. They make their way through the elegant hallways of the hotel to meet their mysterious client. Manager Wang introduces himself professionally, asking how he should address the guest, and who's waiting for them but Longye himself, demanding to know how much it costs to book the entire top floor for Miss Su Muyue's birthday. The manager immediately realizes this is competition with young Master Tang over a woman, and this is his chance to prove his loyalty. He's thinking this is the perfect opportunity to stand out and earn Tang Yu's favor. So he puts on his biggest smile and eagerly agrees to open the top floor for free as an exception to build good relations with Longchen Group. Longye looks a bit suspicious because that was way too easy, but he's not about to complain. They exchange the banquet plan documents, with the manager pretending to go along with everything. The manager reads through the romantic party plan and internally mocks how sweet and elaborate it all is. He's already vowing to himself that if he doesn't completely humiliate them at this birthday party, he'll change his entire surname. Meanwhile, Tang Yu's system pings him congratulating him on being really good at laying low. Special reward triggered for being shameless. An ancient martial arts skill called the Immovable Wisdom King technique, but it can only be used once. Tang Yu's eyes go wide because in urban fantasy novels, ancient martial arts are basically the most powerful thing that exists. According to the system, when mastered, this technique makes your body as hard as an immovable Wisdom King, basically invincible defense. Our boy is absolutely hyped because in other words, nobody can break through his defense now. But then the disappointment hits when he realizes it can only be used once, which feels like a total ripoff. Tang Yu gets an idea and decides to try negotiating with the system. He asks the system if they could maybe remove that whole can only be used once part of the deal. The system just laughs and says no, because of course it wouldn't be that easy. Tang Yu sighs and figures having it once is better than nothing. At least now experts can't kill him with just one punch, it'll take at least two. He starts getting excited, wondering what kind of reward he'll get after the birthday party since this is a major plot point. Soon the news spreads throughout Susho that the legendary top floor of Bright Moon Hotel has finally been booked by the Longchen Group. The entire upper-class society is buzzing with curiosity about who this mysterious owner is and which woman is important enough for such treatment. Longye shows up at the Su mansion to personally escort Su Muiyue to her birthday party at Bright Moon Hotel. Su Muiyue can't believe he actually pulled it off, but agrees to go because she needs to make things absolutely clear with him today. She tells Longye they can leave now, her expression cold but determined. Su's father tries to stop her, pointing out that this doesn't seem appropriate since she and Tang Yu are already together. Longye scoffs, saying who cares about Tang Yu when young Master Yi could destroy him with just a flick of his finger. Su Muiyue reassures her father that it's fine and she'll handle any problems that come up herself. And with that, she walks away, leaving her father watching with concern. At the hotel, Yi Chen has already changed into a high-end suit and is sipping wine by the window, ready to prove he's the true dragon's son-in-law. He hears Su Muiyue call his name and turns around with anticipation. Ye Chen greets her with open arms, saying she finally came and asking if he kept his word. And Sumuya is standing there looking absolutely stunning in that dress, telling him she needs to make something clear. But before she can finish, Ye Chen shushes her and says he has a very special gift to give her. And right on cue, fireworks start exploding across the entire city skyline. The fireworks spell out "Happy Birthday Sumuyu" in massive glowing letters across the night sky. Both of them watch as the spectacular display lights up the entire city just for her birthday. Down below, crowds are gathering to watch, everyone wondering if this is really for the Su family's eldest daughter and how much it must have cost. People are amazed the fireworks have been going on for 10 minutes straight, and there's somehow still more coming. Ye Chen smirks proudly, thinking Longya certainly didn't disappoint with this impressive display. Sumuya actually looks touched by the gesture, which is exactly what Ye Chen was hoping for. But then Ye Chen's expression suddenly shifts as he notices something wrong with the fireworks. Because the finale message reads "Love you, you," and that is definitely not what he ordered. Ye Chen is absolutely furious, demanding to know why that bastard's name is appearing at the end of his fireworks display. The crowd immediately recognizes Yu as the eldest son of the Tang family, and everyone starts praising how romantic young Master Tang is. Back at the hotel, Manager Wang is looking extremely pleased with himself, thinking Tang Yu should be very satisfied with his work. Meanwhile, Tang Yu himself is rushing to the hotel in a white suit, having heard that the party went off successfully. He's internally panicking because he told the manager to sabotage this party, not make it go perfectly well. The moment he walks in, the entire crowd turns and calls out his name. Tang Yu is completely confused, wondering why everyone is staring at him like that. Is his handsomeness really that impossible to ignore? Sumuyo is absolutely glowing, saying she never expected the one who carefully prepared this birthday party for her would be him. Tang Yu is standing there with question marks floating around his head, genuinely having no idea what she's talking about. And Sumuyo is looking absolutely devastating right now, clearly moved by what she thinks is his grand romantic gesture. Tang Yu's still completely lost, wondering what exactly the manager did to make everyone this happy. And that's when he finally looks up and sees the fireworks message that says "Love you, you" lighting up the entire sky. And right on cue, Ye Chen storms up to our boy Tang Yu with that classic villain energy, demanding to know if he's responsible for all of this. Tang Yu's face says it all. He's genuinely confused because he has absolutely no idea what's happening right now. But before he can even process anything, Manager Wang steps up with a squad of bodyguards, proudly declaring this is all young Master Tang's grand gift. And this man has the audacity to ask Tang Yu if he's satisfied with the birthday party he allegedly organized. Tang Yu just stares at him, internally screaming because he specifically told this guy to sabotage the event, not throw a 5-star celebration. Manager Wang is absolutely radiating pride right now, completely convinced he's done an amazing job for his boss. And then this man really turns to Ye Chen and asks who he thinks he is to compete with young Master Tang for a woman. Absolutely ruthless. Tang Yu is having a full mental breakdown because he only asked the manager to cause small problems, not drop a nuclear bomb on his relationship with the Dragon King. Ye Chen completely loses it, threatening to end this man's entire existence right here and now. But then Sumuyo steps in, looking absolutely stunning by the way, and shuts down Ye Chen, asking if intimidation is all he's capable of. And Ye Chen is absolutely seething inside, thinking how dare his woman protect another man in front of him. But then his brain does some impressive mental gymnastics, convincing himself that she's actually protecting him from making a mistake. Meanwhile, Longya tries to calm down his Dragon King before things get out of hand at this very public event. But Manager Wang is on a roll, getting right in Longya's face, asking how dare they claim to host this party when his boss owns the whole hotel. He points out with maximum smugness that young Master Tang was the one who actually organized everything for Miss Su today. And the cherry on top, he didn't even charge them a single penny, making Ye Chen's entire fireworks display look like a cheap gesture. Longya's face goes through several stages of rage as he finally realizes why this hotel manager refused his money in the first place. Manager Wang goes for the killing blow, publicly calling out Ye Chen as shameless for chasing an engaged woman and having zero self-awareness. Tang Yu is internally begging this man to please stop talking because every word is digging his grave deeper with the actual Dragon King. But Manager Wang thinks his boss is just being humble, and as a loyal subordinate, it's his duty to stand up and defend young Master Tang's honor. Ye Chen is having a full existential crisis because when has the Dragon King ever been publicly humiliated like this by a hotel manager of all people? But then he catches himself, reminding himself that small impatience ruins big plans, and he absolutely cannot reveal his true identity here. So he puts on a confident smirk and tells Maya she'll soon realize who the right choice for her really is. Classic villain exit line. And with that, Ye Chen and Longya make their strategic retreat through the hotel lobby, saving face for now. Manager Wang is absolutely basking in his victory, boasting that he alone could take on all of them because nobody messes with young Master Tang. He claps his hands and announces that the unpleasant guests have left, so everyone can continue celebrating Miss Su's birthday properly. And there she is, Sumuyo making a birthday wish over her absolutely gorgeous 3-tier cake, looking like an absolute vision. And the party continues with plenty of beautiful guests enjoying the celebration. This manhwa really knows its demographic. Tang Yu is just standing there accepting his fate at this point, completely resigned to the chaos his manager has created. Sungwoo Yue tells him this is the happiest birthday she's ever had and she'll remember this day for the rest of her life, and she is glowing right now. Our boy plays along like a champ, saying it's nothing as long as she's happy, fully committing to this accidental romantic hero role. And then she asks if he wants to know what she wished for, looking absolutely devastating in that dress, by the way. Tang Yu's confusion is almost visible as question marks practically float around his head, trying to figure out where this is going. She leans in and whispers for him to come closer. She'll tell him quietly so no one else can hear, and this man has no idea what's coming. And she plants a kiss right on his cheek, and the entire room loses their minds because our boy just got ambushed by affection. Tang Yu is completely shell-shocked, internally screaming that he let his guard down, and this is the opposite of laying low. Manager Wang is absolutely losing it in the background, cheering like his favorite sports team just scored the winning goal. He's celebrating internally that his mission to help young Master Tang get the girl was a complete success. Absolutely nailed it. He sidles up to Tang Yu, asking if he's satisfied with today's events, and our protagonist can only muster a defeated yes. But then Tang Yu pulls him aside, saying he has something important to tell him, and you can already sense the revenge brewing. He tells Manager Wang that with his exceptional talent, working at this hotel is really wasting his abilities. And this sounds like a compliment, but wait for it. Tang Yu offers him a promotion to regional manager of their new Siberia branch with triple the salary, and this is the most passive-aggressive exile ever. Manager Wang is touched, humbly saying he only did a small insignificant job, completely missing the fact that he's being shipped to Siberia. The man is literally crying tears of joy, thinking young Master Tang is such a good person, easy to get along with, completely oblivious. Tang Yu pats his shoulder and tells him to finish his handover tomorrow and prepare to leave immediately. The Tang family rewards merit, after all. Our boy waves goodbye with a smile, leaving the manager to his frozen wasteland promotion. And the moment he's out of sight, Tang Yu mutters that next time there's a traitor like this, he's sending them directly to Syria instead. Meanwhile, Manager Wang is texting his group chat, telling all his colleagues that helping young Master Tang get the girl equals instant promotions. The group chat explodes with enthusiasm, everyone agreeing to crush anyone who dares compete with Tang Yu, especially that idiot Ya Chen. Manager Wang is so pleased with himself, thinking this is all he can do to help his young master, completely unaware of his Siberian future. Meanwhile, at the hotel entrance, guests are still buzzing about the evening's events. Everyone's talking about how romantic young Master Tang is, that fireworks display was absolutely legendary, and his reputation just skyrocketed. But Yu Chen is standing there absolutely seething, thinking about how this Tang Yu has dared to humiliate the Dragon King himself. Longya is having a full meltdown because he messed up the Dragon King's very first task, and when the Dragon King is angry, blood will flow like a river. Longya drops to his knees apologizing, saying it was all his fault for not handling the situation properly today. And this man is about to literally harm himself as penance, dramatically grabbing his chest like he's ready to break his own tendons. Yi Chen quickly stops him, saying there's no need for that, they're brothers, and this is just a small matter in the grand scheme of things. Longya is moved to tears, pledging his undying loyalty to serve the Dragon King with everything he has for the rest of his life. But Yi Chen makes it clear that today's humiliation absolutely cannot be settled so easily. Someone has to pay. They relocate to a nearby restaurant to plan their revenge in a more private setting. Yi Chen orders immediate retaliation. Within 1 week, he wants that hotel unable to operate, and that Manager Wang needs to die for his insolence. Longya nods and asks about Tang Yu himself, clearly eager to take care of that problem too. Yi Chen smirks and says he's already sent Ling Xin and Qi Yin to approach Tang Yu, so that problem will take care of itself soon enough. Longya's eyes widen because those two are the third and fourth of the 8 great warriors in their organization. Tang Yu is definitely dead. The scene shifts to nightfall, where a beautiful mansion sits under the starry sky. Inside, our boy Tang Yu is sprawled out on his bed, lamenting that once again he failed spectacularly at laying low today. He thinks about the look on Yi Chen's face and realizes staying under the radar is going to be even harder from now on. But then his system pings him with a reward notification for surviving the plot event, and this time it's the King Nung Heavenly Scripture. Tang Yu sits up in complete shock because wait, did the system just give him something actually useful for once? He's genuinely excited because this reward apparently maxed out his medical skills instantly. No training required, just pure knowledge downloaded. Our boy goes full chibi mode, celebrating that he's now the most skilled practitioner of Chinese medicine in existence. Absolutely broken. But then his trust issues kick in and he asks the system if this scripture is actually reliable or another trap waiting to happen. The system gets offended, asking if he really thinks it would sell him a defective product. The audacity of this host. Tang Yu fires back that the system literally gave him a hotel that turned into a trap, so yeah, his suspicion is completely justified. The system goes silent, and Tang Yu decides he probably shouldn't use these medical skills unless absolutely necessary to stay low-key. But before he can relax, his phone starts ringing with an incoming call, and he's informed that starting tomorrow, A new secretary will be managing his schedule, and Tang Yu has absolutely no idea what he's in for. The next morning arrives at Tang Corporation headquarters, where our boy is about to meet the new secretary Ye Chen sent to spy on him, and she is absolutely stunning, introducing herself as Qi Yin, one of the 8 great warriors sent to infiltrate Tang Yu's life. Tang Yu takes one look at her and thinks she's beautiful with a delicate charm, but her humble background might make corporate life difficult. And Qi Yin freezes because wait, did she just hear that thought directly in her head? Tang Yu puts a friendly hand on her shoulder, telling her not to be nervous and that she can ask him anything since he's super approachable. Meanwhile, Ling Xin asks if Tang Yu wants to have dinner at her place tonight, maybe share some red wine together, and the energy here is getting very flirty. But our boy smoothly declines, saying he has plans and needs to assign work to Qi Yin first, completely dodging that invitation. And internally, he's thinking that men really need to protect themselves these days because who knows if that wine would be drugged. Qi Yin's eyes widen because she definitely heard that thought too, and she's starting to realize she might have accidentally awakened some kind of mind-reading ability. She's internally celebrating because the Dragon King sent her to infiltrate Tang Group and steal their secrets, and hearing thoughts makes this mission way too easy. But then Tang Yu's next thought hits her like a truck, because he's thinking, wait, Qi Yin? That name sounds really familiar, and our boy connects the dots instantly, remembering she's the spy sent by that idiot, Ye Chen, and her humble background totally confirms it. Qi Yin is absolutely fuming internally because he keeps mentioning her background and she's thinking have some respect already, and then panic sets in because if he knows who she is, then her cover is blown and her entire infiltration plan just failed on day 1. But Tang Yu just casually calls out to her to make some tea first, completely acting like nothing happened. Meanwhile, he's thinking about how in the original plot, Qi Yin was instrumental in destroying Tang Corporation with her combat skills and top-tier hacking abilities. So his brilliant plan is simple. If she wants confidential data so badly, he'll just make her a fake one to take back to Ye Chen. Qi Yin hears this thought and she's absolutely offended, thinking does he really believe she's too stupid to tell the difference between real and fake? Tang Yu cheerfully hands her a document to deliver to the business department, acting perfectly innocent with little flowers blooming around him. Qi Yin brings him tea while secretly plotting how to outsmart this guy who clearly knows way more than he should. Tang Yu gets to work looking all serious and professional, which would be intimidating if Qi Yin didn't know what was actually going through his head. She scoffs internally, thinking this is obviously a baited hook and only a complete fool would actually fall for something so transparent. But then she picks up the document and hears his next thought about how Ye Chen is actually her true enemy, and the Tang family owes her father a debt of gratitude. Qi Yin's world completely shatters because what does he mean Dragon King is her enemy, and what does the Tang family have to do with her father? She walks down the hallway in a daze because she grew up in Dragon Soul Organization, trained by Ye Chen's master, and as an orphan she always wanted to know her real family. She'd been secretly investigating for years but could never find any information about her parents, like they simply didn't exist in this world. After so many years she'd almost given up hope entirely, but then Tang Yu casually drops this bombshell like it's nothing. How much more does this guy know? Why would the Dragon King be her enemy? And what exactly does this have to do with the Tang family? She makes up her mind right then she needs to investigate the Tang family first since they apparently owe her father something important. And of course that's when her phone rings with an incoming call from the Dragon King himself. Talk about timing. Ye Chen wants to know how the investigation is going, and Qi Yin has to play it cool while her entire worldview just got demolished. She texts back that she's obtained the first set of data and will send it tonight, keeping up appearances perfectly. Ye Chen praises her work and dangles the reward of becoming his woman if she completes the mission before Ling Han, because of course that's the motivation he thinks will work. But Qi Yin suddenly doesn't feel like eating anymore, wondering if Tang Yu's thoughts about Dragon King being her real enemy have completely messed with her head. She tells him she needs to deliver the document first and cuts the conversation short, which is completely out of character for her. Ye Chen is left absolutely baffled because Qi Yin has never ended their conversations early before, and now he's wondering what went wrong. 15 minutes later back at the office, Qi Yin is about to discover just how ridiculous her new work assignment is going to be. She reports back that she delivered the document and asks if there's anything else he needs, trying to act like a normal secretary. Tang Yu stretches lazily at his desk, clearly not taking any of this corporate stuff seriously. He casually mentions the company is planning to enter the gaming business and needs her to do some market research for him. The office has a nice cozy setup for what's about to become the most absurd work assignment in corporate history. Qi Yin asks how exactly she should conduct this research, genuinely curious about her new responsibilities. Tang Yu points to a massive TV screen showing 25 best-selling games and tells her to complete all of them with daily progress reports. He sweetens the deal with free snacks, bubble tea, reimbursed takeout, and a rest area next door if she gets tired of playing. He tells her to start playing immediately and not slack off since the office has cameras and he'll be watching her progress. And internally, he's thinking this keeps her from causing trouble anywhere else, so he'll just make her play games all day like the genius he is. Chi-yin sits down on the couch with a smirk, thinking does he really believe she'd fall for such an obvious trap so easily. Fast forward a few hours and she's completely hooked on the games, having fallen for the trap exactly as predicted. July 13th, work report, played games. That's it, that's the entire summary of her day. July 14th, work report, played games and maybe fell asleep a few times. Our elite spy is living her best life. July 16th hits and she's having an existential crisis, with someone asking if she even finished the investigation yet. July 17th, work report, played more games, investigation forgotten, brain chemistry successfully rewired by gaming addiction. Tang Yu passed 5 peaceful days like this, but on the 6th day, his Mingyu hotel suddenly runs into some serious trouble. A hotel maid knocks on a room door explaining that checkout was 2 hours ago, asking if anyone is still inside. When she gets no response, she starts wondering if maybe nobody is there anymore. She pulls out her keycard, deciding to check the room since the guest is clearly late on checkout. Stepping inside, she immediately notices the room is freezing cold, which is definitely not normal. And then she sees what's in the bathroom and screams in absolute horror. A woman's body lies in the bathtub surrounded by blood, and this situation just went from zero to nightmare instantly. News of someone committing suicide at Mingyu Hotel spreads through the city like wildfire. Guests start checking out in droves because nobody wants to stay at a hotel where someone just died. Tang Yu rushes over immediately and the new general manager Zhao Li is already waiting to deliver the bad news. Zhao Li is absolutely devastated, apologizing that he just took over the hotel and this disaster happened on his watch. Tang Yu calms him down saying it's not his fault and asks for a full situation report on what the police have found. He's thinking that people who can afford this hotel are all wealthy individuals living good lives, so why would any of them actually want to die? Zhao Li reveals that police found the victim's hair was missing and she might have been violated, but there's no evidence. Tang Yu immediately asks about surveillance footage. Tang Yu's mind races because this method of killing and leaving no evidence, could this be Dragon Tooth Ye Chen's bodyguard? He understands Ye Chen wanting revenge after being humiliated, but using an innocent woman's life to frame him is crossing a line that demands payback. But then something catches his attention across the room. 2 suspicious middle-aged men are walking by casually smoking and chatting, one missing an ear and the other blind in one eye, looking way too relaxed for this situation. Zhao Li leans in and asks if Tang Yu suspects those 2 shady-looking characters might be the culprits. Tang Yu tells him it's not them, he already knows who did it. Manager just needs to comfort the victim's family while he handles the real culprit. 2 days later, the hotel sits nearly empty and a certain someone shows up to twist the knife even further. A massive bearded man walks in radiating pure villain energy, mockingly asking if this is young Master Tang and why his hotel business is doing so poorly. Our boy fires back sarcastically, thanking Mr. Long for sending people to cause trouble at his hotel every single day. Mr. Long claims he can't help it since the deceased was a senior executive at his Long Chen group, so he has to fight for her rights. And then he drops the ultimatum: either shut down the hotel or sell it to him, because this man clearly came here to make our boy's life miserable. So Dragon Tooth's real plan becomes clear, and it's not just about ruining the hotel's business, it's about humiliating the Tang family and bleeding them dry. He throws down the ultimatum like a true villain: 50 billion, either sell the hotel or watch it go bankrupt, and this man looks way too proud of himself. Tang Yu's immediately thinking, 50 billion? That's straight up robbery, because even quadrupling that price wouldn't cover the hotel's actual value. But our boy just smirks and tells Dragon Tooth to kick rocks, saying even a year of sabotage won't make him sell. And honestly, the audacity is refreshing. And Dragon Tooth does not take rejection well because this man literally kicks the entire table across the room like a child throwing a tantrum. Meanwhile, manager Zhao is watching this display of raw violence and genuinely wondering if he's dealing with some kind of monster right now. But Tang Yu recognizes exactly what's happening here. This is Dragon Tooth's signature negotiation tactic: intimidate people until their psychological defenses crumble. So Tang Yu decides to give the people what they want and starts pretending to be scared while calling for bodyguards like his life depends on it. Dragon Tooth just laughs at him, claiming even 20 bodyguards won't help, and threatens to kill Tang Yu and flee China if necessary. But internally, Tang Yu is completely unbothered, thinking this whole intimidation routine is genuinely the most boring thing he's experienced all week. So he puts on his best terrified face and stammers out that fine, he'll sell, while mentally preparing the biggest trap of Dragon Tooth's career. Dragon Tooth is practically glowing with victory, demanding Tang Yu sign and stamp immediately while gloating about how nothing stands against the Dragon Soul organization. Tang Yu casually asks manager Zhao to bring over the company seal, and Zhao reluctantly agrees while probably dying inside watching this unfold. With the document stamped, Dragontooth dismisses them as useless fools, saying this is just the interest payment for offending young Master Yi. And just like that, Dragontooth struts out with his stolen hotel, leaving Tang Yu and Zhao standing in what used to be their property. Zhao Li is losing his mind, asking why the leader of the four great families just lets some upstart walk all over them without fighting back. Tang Yu just smiles mysteriously and tells him to wait a couple days because the real show is only just beginning, and I love when our boy gets cryptic. On their way out, Tang Yu asks about Mr. Wang Defa's family, wanting to know if they've successfully relocated yet. Zhao Li confirms they took a train to Siberia 2 nights ago, and as instructed, they fabricated travel records showing he went to Africa instead. Tang Yu nods approvingly as he slides into his car, satisfied that at least one piece of his plan is firmly in place. See, Tang Yu knew Yi Chen's group was petty enough to go after Wang Defa for publicly insulting them, so he protected his people first before handing over the hotel. And now that the innocent bystanders are safe, it's time for Phase 2, teaching Dragontooth a lesson he won't soon forget. His fingers fly across the laptop keyboard as the trap he's been preparing this whole time finally springs into motion. Meanwhile, Dragontooth is calling Yi Chen to report his victory, bragging about how he forced that Tang brat to sell for only 5 billion. Yi Chen is absolutely delighted, because that hotel was where he got humiliated, and now he just made over 10 billion on the deal, while Dragontooth did all the dirty work. But then Yi Chen asks about that Wang guy, because apparently a lowly subordinate of the Tang family daring to publicly scold him is a death sentence. Dragontooth reports that Wang took a flight to Africa a few days ago, and Yi Chen immediately orders an assassination because this man holds grudges like a professional. Yi Chen is feeling himself right now, declaring that this is just the beginning while Qi Yin feeds him intel, calling all of Susho his personal chessboard. But while these villains are patting themselves on the back, the police station is about to throw a wrench in all their plans. Inside, a certain Captain Bai Wenyi is still investigating the Moonlight Hotel case, and she's absolutely convinced this was a murder, not a suicide. She's frustrated because how is it possible that a crime this obvious left absolutely zero evidence behind unless someone very professional did this? Her colleague walks in thinking she works too hard and should relax by going on a date with him, and buddy, she is way out of your league. But then something catches Bai Wenyi's attention and she perks up immediately, her detective instincts firing on all cylinders. A new email notification just popped up on her screen, and something tells me this is about to change everything. Bai Wenyi's eyes go wide as she processes whatever she's reading, and she immediately jumps into action mode. She's calling out urgently for Zhao Zhang because whatever just landed in her inbox is apparently time-sensitive. She orders him to get Chief Wang immediately, and the poor guy goes from flirting to panicking in about half a second. When Chief Wang arrives, Bai Wenyi announces they finally have a lead in the Moonlight Hotel murder case, and things are about to get very interesting. Chief Wang's expression shifts to deadly serious as he processes this information, because a break in this case means someone powerful is going down. He immediately calls for a meeting to form a special task force, announcing he'll personally lead the investigation because this case just became priority 1. And just like that, the entire West City police branch mobilizes, with officers streaming out to begin their inquiry after a 2-hour strategy meeting. Meanwhile, Bai Wenyi, feeling a bit overwhelmed by everything, heads to a food stall across from the station to decompress. And that's when someone calls out her name, because apparently she can't even get a meal without running into people. She turns around and recognizes the face immediately, asking if this is Ye Chen, the guy she met a while back. See, Bai Wenyi actually met Ye Chen before when he heroically stopped a pickpocket on a bus, which is a hilariously different side than we usually see from him. And when the pickpocket came back with friends for revenge, Yi Chen casually demolished all of them, which definitely left an impression on our officer. But the thing that stuck with her most was his smile. Something about it always felt just a little bit off, like there was something hiding beneath the surface. Ye Chen seems pleasantly surprised that Officer Bai actually remembers his name, turning on the charm as they stand together at the market. Bai Wenyi notices he's carrying a bag full of plastic bottles and asks if he's working some kind of side job now. And this is where Ye Chen's manipulation really shines, because he explains he was just helping an elderly grandmother who was struggling to collect bottles. Bai Wenyi is genuinely touched by this, thinking that maybe this guy is actually a kind person underneath it all. Ye Chen smoothly invites her to eat together, saying he'll join her right after he delivers these bottles, and she doesn't seem opposed to the idea. But internally, this man is running pure calculations, thinking the more beautiful the woman, the slower you need to play it to make her completely devoted to your harem. And those heartwarming bottles he supposedly bought from an old lady, he casually tosses them in the trash because they weren't even worth the 10 yuan he spent on them. His real goal is Bai Wenyi herself, because her family controls half the political connections in Susho, and to rule this city he needs the Bai family power. Meanwhile, at the newly acquired Moonlight Hotel, Dragontooth is in his office enjoying some quality time with his attractive secretary, and then the door explodes open as police officers come bursting through like this is a raid, because spoiler alert, it absolutely is. The secretary screams in shock as her romantic afternoon gets violently interrupted by about 6 armed officers. Dragontooth is absolutely furious, demanding to know what they're doing, and if they've never heard of knocking before. Bai Wenyi flashes her badge and asks if he's the person in charge of this hotel, looking absolutely stunning while doing her job. Dragontooth confirms he is and demands to know what this is all about, still not realizing how badly he just walked into Tang Yu's trap. Bai Wenyi doesn't waste any time, ordering her officers to cuff him and take him away, and she looks incredible while doing it. Dragontooth tries to flex his status, yelling about how he's the head of Dragon Morning Group and they can't touch him, but that card isn't gonna work here. The officers respond by raising their weapons, making it very clear that his corporate title means absolutely nothing in this situation. And suddenly Dragoontooth's intimidating presence completely evaporates as he realizes these officers are dead serious about arresting him. He desperately demands a lawyer as he's dragged out of the hotel, his empire crumbling around him in real time. News spreads like wildfire that the famous Moonlight Hotel was hiding drugs, and as the legal representative, Dragoontooth is completely finished. And the mastermind behind all of this chaos? He's just chilling in bed playing on his phone like absolutely nothing happened. See, when Tang Yu spotted those suspicious brothers at the hotel, he remembered from the original story that they were bad news, so he had the place secretly investigated. Our boy understood that when someone's coming at your neck, you can't just stand there and let them chop it, you've got to fight back smarter. He's absolutely gloating now, telling Dragoontooth he deserves it for using innocent people's lives as pawns while also cursing the system for making his life so complicated. And the system, ever the supportive companion, responds with the loving message of keep barking, dog, because these two have such a healthy relationship. Tang Yu stares at his phone in disbelief, processing that his own system just called him a dog, which honestly tracks for this partnership. He angrily tells the system to get lost, because being called a dog by your own cheat ability is a new low even for him. But then his phone rings with an incoming call from Bai Wenyi, and now he's wondering what the beautiful police officer could possibly want from him. Tang Yu stares at his phone, his mind racing, because if Bai Wenyi figured out he sent that anonymous email, this conversation could get really awkward really fast. See, here's the thing about Tang Yu and Bai Wenyi. They actually know each other since both their families are pretty prominent in Susho, but she's never exactly been his biggest fan. And the reason for her poor impression is this green-haired menace right here, Qin Ming, the most famous playboy in all of Susho and Tang Yu's best friend. Our boy answers the call with maximum charm, asking if Miss Bai is calling for a heart-to-heart chat so late at night, because why not test the waters? But Bai Wenyi is absolutely not here for the flirting, ordering him to come to the West City branch immediately in that no-nonsense police officer voice. Tang Yu asks what for, and she hits him with the classic cop move, just come or I'll bring people to your house to arrest you, which honestly tracks for their relationship. He figures since he's not the legal representative or person in charge of the hotel anymore, this is probably just a formality, so might as well get it over with. Zhao Li catches him heading out and immediately assumes he's going to see that Qin Ming guy again, because what other explanation could there possibly be? Tang Yu just grins and casually drops that he's going to jail for a bit, which honestly is the kind of energy we've come to expect from our protagonist. And there she is waiting at the West City police station, Officer Bai Wenyi looking absolutely stunning while holding handcuffs, and honestly, the gooners are eating well today. Our boy is sitting in the interrogation room thinking some very inappropriate thoughts about Officer Bai that we definitely don't need to get into right now. Bai Wenyi suddenly perks up, asking whose voice that was just now, because apparently she heard something that caught her attention. She snaps back into professional mode, reminding him that as the former owner of Moonlight Hotel, he's also a suspect, so let's start taking his statement. Tang Yu lays it all out, explaining how he would have reported it directly, but Dragoontooth forcibly bought the hotel, then framed him by killing someone and making it look like suicide. Bai Wenyi is connecting the dots now. She suspected Tang Yu sent that email and wanted to scare him for info, but she didn't expect to get this much. She grabs her notes tighter at the mention of Dragoontooth, because this case just got a lot more interesting than she anticipated. Tang Yu remembers one more thing, the woman Dragoontooth killed. Her hair might still be hidden in his house, and he'll send over the details later. And just like that, Bai Wenyi wraps up the investigation and thanks him for his cooperation, looking gorgeous while doing her job as usual. Our boy stands up and smoothly asks if Officer Bai could treat him to some barbecue as compensation for his trouble, because you miss every shot you don't take. And surprisingly, she agrees, but says next time since she's busy now, which honestly is way more positive than anyone expected from her. Tang Yu is genuinely shocked, thinking maybe he should have played it cooler, but also wait, is this woman actually gonna treat him to a meal? Meanwhile, Bai Wenyi is internally disgusted, thinking does he really believe she'd be attracted by his handsome face, and the answer is absolutely not. She offers to walk him out, and the view from behind is honestly making this whole scene significantly more enjoyable for everyone involved. But then Tang Yu suddenly freezes because he spots someone he really didn't want to see right now. And there he is, the original protagonist himself, Ya Chen, thinking with a smirk that here's the man who's about to go to jail, which is absolutely not how this is going down. Ya Chen is internally raging about why Tang Yu is with Bai Wenyi, while our boy is thinking this playboy really believes all the beautiful women belong to him. Bai Wenyi asks what's wrong and if he's here to report a crime, looking absolutely stunning while completely unaware of the tension brewing. Ye Chen smoothly explains he's here to visit a friend of his who was arrested, meaning Dragon Tooth, because of course these two are connected. Tang Yu can't help but smirk internally, thinking great, the original protagonist is friends with a literal murderer, which honestly tracks, and just like that, whatever slight good impression Bai Wenyi had of Ye Chen completely evaporates, because someone who hangs out with criminals is definitely trash. She coldly informs him that the nature of Dragon Tooth's crime is very serious, no visitors allowed for a month. Ye Chen tries a different approach, explaining that actually he's Dragon Tooth's boss, and if Dragon Tooth really broke the law he'd be the first to report him. Then Ye Chen points directly at Tang Yu and claims that Dragon Tooth only took over the hotel recently, so the previous owner Tang Yu is the one who should be arrested. And then Ye Chen says the quiet part out loud, telling her that women should just obey him and what's the use of pretending to be righteous, which is absolutely wild. Tang Yu is analyzing the situation, noting that Bai Wenyi seems to dislike Ye Chen when she should be head over heels after his staged pickpocket encounter and the plastic bottle act, and Bai Wenyi is absolutely shocked, realizing that even their initial encounter was deliberately created by this guy called Ye Chen, which changes everything. She turns to Tang Yu with a warm smile, thanking him for cooperating today, telling him to go home and rest, and promising to treat him to a meal next time. And then she hits Ye Chen with the cold reality that since he's Dragon Tooth's boss and the hotel is his property, he should also prepare to be investigated, which is chef's kiss. Tang Yu is completely confused now, wondering what the hell is going on and why she's suddenly being so gentle with him of all people. And then she walks in, Sumoyue in that devastating navy dress, and suddenly this manhwa has everyone's full undivided attention. Ye Chen is internally pleased, thinking that this girl always says she wants to stay away from him, but when he's really in trouble she still rushes over. He greets her with that confident smirk, saying Moyu you came, clearly assuming she's here for him because of course she would be. But Sumoyu walks right past him and asks Tang Yu if he's okay, looking absolutely devastating while completely ignoring the original protagonist. Tang Yu is internally screaming, begging her not to come over here and provoke the Dragon King, because look at Ye Chen's face, this scoundrel will definitely come after him tonight. Sumoyue is confused by his reaction while Tang Yu realizes that Ye Chen doesn't actually think she's interested in him, right? That would be absolutely crazy. Sumoyue casually says he should be fine now, so let's go home then, while Tang Yu is sweating bullets trying to survive this situation. Tang Yu complains about her pulling this trick again, saying don't be like that, Su, he's still just a 100+ pound kid and this isn't appropriate. Ye Chen is absolutely seething, wondering how the woman he likes can be so intimate with someone else right in front of him, and convincing himself her eyes don't lie. Tang Yu decides if he can't handle it, he can at least avoid it, time to run, while Bai Wenyi asks if he's alright from behind. And just when things couldn't get more complicated, Wang Yishu rushes in after hearing the news, only to find Sumoyue already there and holding on to Tang Yu's arm. Sumoyue immediately goes on high alert because she recognizes competition when she sees it, and this pink-haired beauty is definitely that. And now we have a full-blown catfight brewing between two of Susho's most gorgeous women, with Tang Yu stuck in the middle like a deer in headlights. Wang Yishu opens with the first strike, mockingly calling her sister Su the #1 ice beauty of Susho, saying she didn't know she had such a proactive side. Sumoyue fires back immediately, asking what any of this has to do with her, looking absolutely gorgeous while being absolutely savage. Tang Yu tries to defuse the situation, telling them to stop fighting over a handsome guy like him because it breaks his heart, which is not helping. Wang Yishu doubles down, claiming that Sumoyue is holding her boyfriend's hand, and if she likes handsome guys she can introduce her to some, just don't harass her man. Sumoyue hits back with the nuclear option, asking if she really has such thick skin to call someone else's fiancé her boyfriend. Wang Yishu responds with a pop quiz, asking if he's really her fiancé, then what does she know about him, like what he eats, what cigarettes he smokes, does he prefer black or white stockings, and Sumoyue hesitates, because while she's technically his fiancé, she doesn't actually know any of those personal details about him. But Sumoyue recovers beautifully, saying who cares about those things, as long as he likes her that's enough, and all of Susho knows he threw her a birthday party. Wang Yishu is visibly getting angrier because that birthday party comment really hit where it hurts, and she's not about to lose this battle. And now Wang Yishu is absolutely furious, her expression making it clear that this rivalry just escalated to a completely different level. She decides that if Sumoyue wants to show off her relationship, she'll show her what real relationship flaunting looks like, pulling out her phone. Tang Yu sees this and immediately panics, trying to stop Sister Wang before she does something that makes his life significantly more complicated. Because whatever Wang Yishu has on that phone is definitely going to make Ye Chen even more murderous. And Tang Yu values his continued existence. Sumoyue is confused by Tang Yu's panic, while internally he's calculating exactly how dead he'll be if this escalates any further. Tang Yu tries once more to suggest they just leave now while everyone is still alive, but Sumoyue isn't about to back down from Wang Yishu. He's practically begging at this point, complaining that she keeps doing this to him when he's trying to survive in this world of crazy powerful people. Meanwhile, Ye Chen is in full rage mode, wondering what Sumoyue is thinking and convincing himself there's no way she's actually not interested in him, Tang Yu is looking for any escape route at this point, because between Ye Chen's murderous intent and the catfight, his survival odds are dropping by the second. Wang Yishu arrived expecting to rescue Tang Yu but instead found herself in the middle of a love triangle she absolutely refuses to lose. Sumoyue has her guard up because she knows Wang Yishu isn't the type to back down, and neither is she when it comes to what's hers. And now both women are locked in a silent battle of wills, with Tang Yu trapped between them wondering how his life got to this point. Wang Yishu continues her attack, pointing out how interesting it is that the ice beauty of Susho suddenly became so warm for one particular man. Sumoyue stands her ground, making it clear that her relationship with Tang Yu is none of Wang Yishu's business regardless of what she thinks. Our protagonist is desperately trying to calm the situation, knowing that every second this continues is another second closer to his potential funeral. Wang Yishu isn't letting up, insisting that Tang Yu is her boyfriend and Sumoyue needs to step off before things get really ugly. But Sumoyue has the engagement card to play, and she's not afraid to use it against someone who's claiming what's technically already hers. Wang Yishu challenges her again about what she actually knows about Tang Yu because being engaged on paper doesn't mean anything without real intimacy. And for a moment, Sumoyue doesn't have a comeback, because the truth is their engagement has always been more business arrangement than romance. But she recovers with the public perception angle, because regardless of the details, everyone in Susho knows Tang Yu publicly declared his interest in her. Wang Yes is reaching her breaking point, and that expression says she's about to do something that will make the situation explode. The anger on her face is absolutely terrifying, and Tang Yu knows whatever comes next is going to change everything between all of them. Wang Yishu decides to pull out the ultimate weapon, reaching for her phone with the clear intent of showing proof that will shut Sumoyue down completely. And Tang Yu can only watch in horror as Sister Wang is about to unleash whatever nuclear option she has saved, knowing his peaceful life just got a lot more complicated. Officer Bai Wenyi has officially had enough of this nonsense and tells everyone to stop arguing because she has actual police work to do. Tang Yu uses this as his cue to escape, telling both women to listen to the officer, while Yi Chen in the background is losing his mind that these two beauties are fighting over another man. The cops are having a field day watching this drama, wondering who this lucky guy is with two beauties, until someone helpfully identifies him as young Master Tang, Susho's #1 simp. And Tang Yu takes personal offense to that simp comment, because apparently being publicly roasted is where he draws the line today. Meanwhile, his green-haired friend pulls up watching this chaos unfold, amused by the scale of the disaster our boy has found himself in. Tang Yu is keeping a smile plastered on his face, but internally he's screaming for someone to save him from this love triangle apocalypse. His buddy catches his desperate energy and offers an escape route, suggesting they celebrate Tang Yu being cleared from the hotel incident with some drinks. Tang Yu jumps at this chance like his life depends on it, because honestly it kind of does, agreeing immediately while planning his swift exit. Both Wang Yishu and Sumoyue watch him make his escape with expressions that say this isn't over, not by a long shot. Finally safe in the car, Tang Yu lets out a massive sigh of relief because he genuinely didn't think he was going to survive that encounter. His friend mentions needing rest lately, saying he's been exhausted, can't sleep well, and keeps having nightmares, which honestly sounds concerning. Tang Yu, being a surprisingly good friend, tells him to go rest properly and not worry about the drinks for now. But then Tang Yu pauses, noticing something feels off about his own body, like there's something not quite right happening internally. His friend seems to catch on to something too, his expression shifting to suspicious concern as if he might know what's going on. Scene shift to Yi Chen, who's thanking a Miss He for taking the time to meet with him about a rather urgent matter. And speaking of Miss He, say hello to He Weian, eldest daughter of the He family, and she is absolutely stunning in that business casual look. She responds professionally that it's simply her duty, maintaining that composed businesswoman energy while looking like that. The He family keeps a low profile in Susho, but their power rivals the four major families, and their connection to Ye Chen's master is why he's here. Ye Chen is internally frustrated because he's about to waste a valuable favor from the He family on what might be a lost cause. He explains that his friend Dragon Tooth has been arrested and asks if she can pull any strings to help get him out. He Huiyan shuts that down immediately, explaining that when it comes to drug cases in China, absolutely no one can intervene, period. She excuses herself to return to her company for a meeting, leaving Ye Chen empty-handed and out of options. Internally, she's thinking that her grandmother called Ye Chen a true dragon among men, but now that she's met him, he seems pretty ordinary to her. Ye Chen watches her walk away, already scheming that the He family must also be conquered since they're his gateway to expanding into Beijing. Over the next few days, Ye Chen takes his people from the Longchen group to network and pull every connection possible to help Dragon Tooth. But things take a turn for the worse when police search Dragon Tooth's residence and find hair from the dead woman at the hotel. With this evidence, the situation becomes catastrophic, and Dragon Tooth realizes he's completely and utterly done for this time. Fortunately, after being locked up for a whole week, Yi Chen finally manages to arrange a visit to see his fallen comrade. Dragon Tooth's spirits lift immediately because in his mind, the Dragon King is truly omnipotent and will definitely save him from this nightmare. He calls out to young Master Yi with genuine hope and desperation in his voice, believing this is his salvation. Ye Chen hits him with the classic setup, asking whether Dragon Tooth wants to hear the good news or the bad news first. The prison visiting room feels colder as Dragon Tooth asks for the good news first, hoping to start with something positive. Ye Chen's expression shifts uncomfortably as Dragon Tooth asks about the bad news, and that hesitation says everything. The bad news hits like a truck. Even after sentence reduction, Dragon Tooth is still looking at about 20 years behind bars. Ye Chen is visibly frustrated but stays focused on the bigger picture, explaining that progress with the Qin family is going smoothly and Dragon Tooth just needs to endure until they control Susho. He promises Dragon Tooth they'll meet again soon as he prepares to leave, which is cold comfort for a man facing 2 decades in prison. Now let's shift to Antique Street, home to the prestigious Dabalu shop, which happens to be a Tang family business. The shop is managed by Zhao Gaoshan, a loyal Tang family employee who's been working here since he was a teenager, over 30 years now. He presents the monthly accounts to Tang Yu, proudly reporting that the shop's profits have been quite strong these past few months. Tang Yu starts reviewing the numbers, but his attention snaps elsewhere when he overhears someone claiming to know about feng shui to a Miss Qin. Recognition hits Tang Yu immediately as he thinks to himself that he knows exactly who those 2 voices belong to. Our boy's expression shifts as he prepares to intervene, because he's not about to let this slide unchallenged. Sure enough, it's Ye Chen walking with the lovely Qin heiress, and she's asking if he really knows feng shui as well. Ye Chen smoothly claims he's quite skilled in feng shui, and only took the security job temporarily to make ends meet, which is maximum cap energy. And that's when Tang Yu drops the bomb, calling out that Ye Chen deliberately threw a snake into someone's house then played hero, and he's the reason the Qin family has feng shui problems in the first place. Miss Qin is caught completely off guard, looking around confused and asking who's even talking right now. She pauses because that voice sounds strangely familiar, like someone she's encountered before. And then the pieces click together as she realizes Ye Chen staged the snake incident and caused all her family's feng shui problems deliberately. Let's rewind a bit to that prison conversation because the implications of what Ye Chen said deserve more attention. When Dragon Tooth asked about the bad news, you could see Ye Chen calculating exactly how to deliver devastating information. 20 years is essentially a life sentence for Dragon Tooth's goals, and the weight of that reality is crushing him. But Ye Chen's priority is clear. The Qin family scheme takes precedence, and Dragon Tooth is just collateral damage in his master plan. That promise to meet again soon is the only hope Dragon Tooth has left, and he's clinging to it desperately. Now back to Antique Street, where Tang Yu is about to throw a wrench into Ye Chen's carefully constructed scheme. Zhao Gaoshan had no idea his routine workday would turn into a front row seat for some serious family drama. The account books are completely forgotten now because Tang Yu has much bigger fish to fry at this moment. Ye Chen's whole feng shui master act was designed to infiltrate the Qin family, and Tang Yu just caught him red-handed. Our protagonist knew exactly who was behind these schemes the moment he heard that voice pitching mystical services, and he decided this was the perfect moment to expose the truth to someone who deserved to know it. Ye Chen definitely wasn't expecting to run into Tang Yu at this antique shop, and his carefully crafted persona is about to crumble. All that confident talk about being a feng shui master means nothing when someone can prove you're actually the one creating the problems. Tang Yu's accusation hangs in the air, exposing Ye Chen's entire operation in front of the very person he was trying to manipulate. Miss Qin is still trying to process what she just heard because this changes everything about her situation. That familiar voice belongs to someone who apparently knows all of Ye Chen's dirty secrets, and she needs to hear more. The truth is finally coming out. The man she trusted to fix her family's problems is the snake who created them all along. Tang Yu is already cooking up a scheme, casually mentioning they should raise the price on that item to about 30 million. And his reasoning is absolutely devious. He's thinking that since Ye Chen definitely wants this item, why not make that scumbag pay through the nose and donate the profits to charity? Zhao Gaoshan is immediately on board, assuring young Master Tang that he completely understands the assignment. Tang Yu gives him the thumbs up, trusting his loyal shop manager to handle the rest of this beautiful trap. But our protagonist has bigger plans in motion, thinking about how the Qin family storyline still needs to proceed smoothly before he can expose Ye Chen's true colors from behind the scenes. Tang Yu heads out of the shop while Zhao Gaoshan watches, both knowing exactly what kind of customer is about to walk into their perfectly laid trap. Zhao Gaoshan explains the item to himself. Apparently this thing originally came in 2 pieces representing yin and yang, and if placed in a location with extremely heavy evil energy, well, let's just say this jade talisman has some very interesting properties. Half an hour later, their target finally arrives. And we've got a new face, some silver-haired pretty boy in a sharp black suit with red eyes that scream main villain energy. And this guy immediately starts complaining about the price, accusing them of robbery for charging 30 million and claiming they must have added 2 extra zeros. But the price tag is right there in his face, 30 million yuan. And Zhao Gaoshan isn't budging one bit. Zhao Gaoshan calmly defends the price, claiming this is a valuable treasure from an actual Song Dynasty prince's tomb, and the price is already very reasonable. Our silver-haired friend isn't having it though, claiming he knows more about these things and offering only 500,000, saying one of the things he hates most is when people try to cheat him out of money. But Zhao Gaoshan plays his trump card, casually mentioning that a feng shui master from Hong Kong already said this is a valuable treasure and is coming tomorrow to buy it, so take it or leave it. And you can see the gears turning in Silverhair's head as he realizes he might actually have to pay this ridiculous price if he wants the item. Finally, he caves, telling them to just wrap it up already because he needs this thing more than he needs his dignity. And now we see what's really going on. This guy is thinking that 30 million is nothing compared to conquering the Qin family and their hundreds of billions in assets. Zhao Gaoshan happily agrees to wrap it up, barely containing his satisfaction at this absolute fleecing. But internally he's laughing, thinking that if this idiot believes this junk can help him fight against young Master Tang. Meanwhile, we shift to a completely different scene, where old Master Wang is enjoying his daily calligraphy practice like the distinguished gentleman he is. But something goes terribly wrong. He hasn't even finished the first character when suddenly the brush falls from his hand, his heart rate drops sharply and he can't breathe, clutching at his chest as whatever is attacking him takes hold. Cut to old Master Wang's bedroom where our gorgeous pink-haired Wang Yishu is standing by his bedside looking absolutely stunning even in a crisis. Wang Yishu asks Sister Yue what exactly is wrong with her grandfather, and honestly she's asking the question everyone wants answered. Jiang Xiaoyu delivers the bad news, saying the old master's condition is dangerous with his organs slowly failing, but she can't find the specific cause. The room full of family elders is in disbelief, because if even Jiang Xiaoyu with her superb medical skills can't find the problem, what chance do they have? But hold up, we've got a snake in the grass. This pink-haired woman with glasses is thinking about how this scene was naturally her doing, targeting the old master directly after young Master Ye's previous plan failed. And she has the audacity to internally monologue about how Grandpa shouldn't blame her for being heartless, since he was just too biased, which is absolutely unhinged villain energy. Wang Yishu desperately asks what they should do, wondering if they should call old Dr. Jiang to try. Jiang Xiaoyu admits that if she can't figure it out, her grandfather probably won't be much help either, but there is someone who can come and help her. Wang Yishu perks up immediately, asking who could possibly help when even Xiaoyu is stumped. And Jiang Xiaoyu drops the name that makes everything make sense, Brother Tang Yu. Tang Yu arrives like the reliable protagonist he is, telling Wang Yishu not to worry since old Master Wang is a good person and heaven will protect him. Wang Yishu immediately grabs him and urges him to go take a look quickly, practically dragging the man to her grandfather's bedside. The people in the room are confused though, wondering why Jiang Xiaoyu is calling Tang Yu over at a time like this since he doesn't know medicine. Tang Yu stands by the old master's bedside, wondering what kind of illness this could be that even Jiang Xiaoyu can't diagnose, and if the storyline is forcing him to play divine doctor now. But then he sees it, strange golden threads wrapped around the old master's heart, and immediately recognizes it as Ye Chen's golden silkworm curse. And this curse is absolutely terrifying. Once it enters the body, the host will die within 24 hours, which means they're running out of time fast. Tang Yu starts thinking through solutions. Either Yi Chen needs to come remove the curse himself, or they can try the secret formula from the celestial classic of Qingbag using 11 herbs including mugwort and hematite. Both Wang Yishu and Jiang Xiaoyu react with surprise, clearly picking up on something important. And here's the twist. Wang Yishu realizes she can hear Tang Yu's thoughts too, and the chibi reaction faces are absolutely priceless. Now Wang Yishu understands exactly why Jiang Xiaoyu wanted her to bring Tang Yu over. She wanted to get ideas for the antidote through reading his thoughts. Jiang Xiaoyu plays it smooth, claiming she suddenly thought of a formula and asking someone to fetch the herbs for her. Wang Yishu backs her up perfectly, telling everyone that since Sister Yue has a treatment plan, they should all go out and rest while she watches over grandfather. Tang Yu looks a bit confused, asking if there's really nothing for him to do here. But Wang Yishu has plans for him, saying there is something and she has something to tell him, asking him to come with her first. Tang Yu is now genuinely puzzled, wondering why she's being so serious and what big things she could possibly want to tell him. Later that night, we see the Wang residence exterior bathed in starlight as the two step outside for their private conversation. Wang Yishu doesn't waste time, telling Tang Yu she thinks something's not right with her grandfather since he was fine before but suddenly became like this, making it very likely he was poisoned. Tang Yu agrees that's possible, but says they still need to investigate carefully, keeping his knowledge close to the chest. But internally, he's already figured it all out. It's not poisoning, but a curse. And since Yan didn't come do it himself, it must be that idiot Wang Rulong who planted it. Wang Yishu's expression shifts to pure fury as she confirms her suspicions. That fool Wang Rulong is causing trouble in the shadows again. She explains that the reason she kept Wang Rulong around wasn't because she lacked evidence. She just didn't want to alert the enemy and wanted to use her stupidity to set up Ye Chen, but never expected her to actually target grandfather. And now her decision is made. Since that's the case, there's no need to keep Wang Rulong as bait anymore. Tang Yu suddenly dodges to the side, clearly reacting to something our gorgeous pink-haired queen just did. And then she hits him with the most dangerous weapon in her arsenal, promising that if he behaves, she'll wear a bunny girl costume for him next time. Our protagonist's brain immediately short-circuits as he deflects, asking what bunny girl costume and telling her to just not get her dandruff on his shoulder. Wang Yishu just finds this adorably reserved, clearly enjoying how flustered she can make him. And honestly, just being by Tang Yu's side like this makes her happy. At least in this moment she doesn't have to think about all that scheming and family drama. But of course that peaceful moment gets interrupted when a voice calls out for Miss Wang to come quickly and see something. Wang Yishu immediately tenses up, asking what's going on now. A servant rushes in to deliver good news for once, saying Dr. Jiang has already treated the old master and she should go check on him quickly. Wang Yishu lets out a huge sigh of relief, saying that nearly scared her to death with the way he was yelling. Tang Yu is relieved too, joking that he's glad they arrived in time because a few minutes later and he would have developed frozen shoulder from standing around. Back in Old Master Wang's bedroom, the patriarch is resting peacefully after Zhang Xiaoyu's successful treatment. Wang Yishu rushes to her grandfather's side, asking if he's feeling better now. But Tang Yu's phone suddenly buzzes with an incoming call, pulling his attention away at the worst possible moment. He excuses himself, telling everyone to hold on because he needs to step out to take this call. Out in the hallway, Tang Yu answers with a casual greeting, asking what's up. It's his green-haired friend on the other end, reminding him about how he said he'd come when they needed a feng shui expert for their house. As soon as Tang Yu leaves, Wang Yishu wastes no time gathering everyone in the Wang family ancestral hall for what promises to be some serious family business. Wang Yishu addresses the family elders directly, saying there's something important she wants to discuss with everyone. And our resident trader Wang Rulon is starting to panic, thinking she never imagined Zhang Xiaoyu would actually cure grandfather's illness, and now wondering if her involvement has been uncovered. The family elders look confused and surprised, clearly having no idea what's about to go down. Wang Rulong tries to calm herself down, thinking it's fine since even if Wang Yishu discovers the truth, she has no evidence to prove anything. But Wang Yishu isn't playing games. She grabs Wang Rulong and drags her before the family ancestors, and this is about to get ugly. She commands Wang Rulong to kneel down, and there's absolutely no room for negotiation in that tone. An older woman jumps to Wang Rulong's defense, demanding to know what Xiao Shu is doing and why she's suddenly making her brother kneel like this. Wang Rulong tries to play innocent, looking up nervously and asking if there's some kind of misunderstanding between them. But Wang Yishu lays out the charges, accusing her of colluding with outsiders, betraying the family, nearly causing huge losses with the Farsi company deal, and cursing their grandfather. Wang Rulong admits the Farsi cooperation was her mistake, but desperately denies having anything to do with grandfather's situation. The older woman sides with Wang Rulong, telling Wang Yishu she can't just make wild accusations without any evidence to back them up. But Wang Yishu just smiles with absolute confidence, saying that's fine because she'll bring the witness. And honestly, this is about to get so much worse for Wang Rulong. And here's Wang Yishu's witness, Li Deshan, the vice president of Wang Corporation, who was colluding with Wang Rulong this entire time. And the moment Wang Rulong's father sees him, recognition hits instantly. That's the guy, that's the accomplice. And Li Deshan doesn't even try to hold back. He confesses every single detail of what he and Wang Rulong did together. And when Wang Rulong's father hears the full truth, this man absolutely loses it. Because in a noble family like theirs, there is nothing worse than betrayal. He grabs Wang Rulong and starts beating her right there in front of everyone. Because harming the patriarch is a crime punishable by death in this family. And he's not stopping either. This is a full-on family discipline session and Wang Rulong is getting absolutely destroyed. And Wang Yishu just watches with her arms crossed, not saying a single word, letting the punishment play out until Wang Rulong is beaten half to death before she finally speaks up. She tells the family that this whole thing can't be entirely blamed on Wang Rulong, because someone else had even more sinister intentions, and they need to take revenge on the real mastermind. And the entire Wang family erupts, every elder in the room demanding that whoever was behind this needs to pay the price. So the Wang family immediately starts searching for Ye Chen's whereabouts, getting ready to bring the full force of their clan down on him. And Wang Yishu wastes zero time, launching every business under the Wang family name into a full-scale attack on the Long Chen group, telling Ye Chen to just wait and see what's coming. Meanwhile, over at the Qin family estate, things are getting just as chaotic. 2 days ago, they announced they were inviting feng shui masters from everywhere to solve their problem. And with a reward of 1 billion yuan on the table, feng shui masters from all over the country came running. Because of course they did, that's 1 billion yuan. And as Tang Yu drives up to the Qin estate, guess who he happens to spot standing right outside? Ye Chen himself, just casually hanging around. And Ye Chen is already over here chatting up Miss Qin, asking her how that talisman he gave her is working out. But here's the thing, Miss Qin already took that talisman apart this morning, and it turns out it was just a hastily scribbled piece of paper with a dried drop of blood on it. Total fraud. She figures Qin Kexin must have been fooled by the talisman, but she's feeling generous today, so she'll expose Ye Chen's true colors later, and then she asks where Qin Ming went. But what she really wants to know is who her real benefactor is, because she's determined to thank them properly if they're here tonight. She noticed Ye Chen was muttering her brother's name earlier, which means they know each other, and that should make finding her benefactor a whole lot easier. After Ye Chen and Miss Qin head inside, our boy Tang Yu finally gets out of the car, fashionably late as always. And who does he find waiting for him? Uncle Zhao, already here and ready to roll. Zhao Gaoshan says there's no way he'd miss a show like this, one that's gonna bring glory to the Tang family name. And Tang Yu immediately connects the dots, thinking this is definitely about that 1 billion yuan reward from the Qin family. So he tells Uncle Zhao that they're all counting on him today, and he absolutely must secure that billion yuan reward. No pressure or anything. And Zhao Gaoshan just pats his chest and says no problem, looking way too confident for a man about to walk into something he probably can't handle. Because internally this man is already fantasizing about how his status in the Tang family is going to skyrocket, how he'll prove himself as the most indispensable servant they've ever had. And then Tang Yu's green-haired buddy Qin Ming shows up, asking what's got his big brother in such a good mood. Tang Yu tells him he's just happy for the Qin family, because today their problem is definitely getting solved. But Qin Ming isn't nearly as optimistic, saying none of the feng shui masters have been able to do anything, and one of them even ended up vomiting blood. But Tang Yu just gives him that trademark confident smile and tells him not to worry because this matter will definitely be resolved today. They head inside the Qin mansion, where the remaining feng shui masters are gathered in a dimly lit room, all trying and failing to deal with the problem. And of course, Yi Chen is already in there talking trash, saying these so-called famous feng shui masters are completely useless, especially that fraud master Zhao. And naturally one of the feng shui masters isn't having it, demanding to know where this arrogant young punk came from. But Yi Chen doesn't back down, saying he's not being arrogant, he's just speaking the truth. And if he can't solve it, he'll kneel and apologize publicly. The feng shui master grudgingly accepts, saying fine then, let's see what this kid is actually capable of. And Yi Chen whips out a talisman with the most smug expression imaginable, looking like he's about to absolutely body this entire room. And we get a close-up of the talisman covered in hastily scrawled symbols and blood drops. Yeah, this looks exactly like the sketchy one Miss Qin was talking about. Yi Chen claims this evil energy is so small he can dispel it with a flick of his finger. The confidence on this man is truly something else, and the feng shui masters are actually impressed, calling his technique amazing. But then out of nowhere, Zhao Gaoshan's voice rings out, calling Yi Chen a fraud and declaring that young Master Tang is the real master. And Tang Yu's face is absolutely priceless right now, because he has zero idea what Zhao Gaoshan is doing or why he's being dragged into this. The Qin family members are confused too, asking if the evil energy isn't already gone now thanks to what just happened. And Zhao Gaoshan is about to smugly explain why everyone is wrong, when something unexpected happens. Because the dark energy that was supposedly gone, it suddenly gets absorbed right back into the room, meaning Yi Chen's talisman didn't actually do anything. And people start coughing and choking as the evil energy floods back even worse than before. The Qin family members are in full panic mode now, because whatever that was, it definitely just made things worse. Tang Yu is thinking something doesn't add up here. According to the plot, Yi Chen should have solved this in one go with the Jade Talisman. And then Zhao Gaoshan turns to Tang Yu with the biggest grin, telling him it's his turn to take action now. This man really just set him up. And our boy Tang Yu is standing there like, what action? He literally cannot do anything. He has no feng shui skills whatsoever. But then he notices something glowing in his pocket and he pauses, because wait a minute, what is that? He pulls out a yin-yang jade talisman that he has absolutely no memory of putting there. And he's completely baffled about who slipped this into his pocket. And the moment the jade talisman comes out, golden light floods the entire room, and the evil energy disperses completely just like that. Everyone immediately starts praising Tang Yu as the true hidden master, calling him a talented young man. But internally he's thinking, wait, how did he end up being the one showing off? He's telling everyone to stop praising him because he really doesn't deserve it, while internally screaming that he should be the one getting all this admiration. Wait, that's not right either. And meanwhile, Yi Chen is absolutely seething, because this random Tang family nobody just stole his entire spotlight. He's standing there realizing he looks like a complete clown in front of everyone, and that's not a feeling this man handles well. And his thoughts go from embarrassment to murderous real quick, because now he's thinking he might as well just kill everyone in this room, especially Tang Yu, who he blames for humiliating him over and over again. He's vowing to tear our protagonist to absolute shreds, but Miss Qin senses something is very wrong, realizing Yi Chen might actually be about to do something dangerous, and she can't let him hurt everyone here. So she makes a beeline for the family shrine, reaching for a Buddha statue like she's about to use it as the world's most expensive weapon. And she actually lifts this entire statue over her head, ready to bring it crashing down. This girl is not playing around, but Yi Chen fires an energy blast right at her, because of course a statue isn't going to stop someone who can use actual supernatural powers. But then something happens to Yi Chen's hand and he freezes because whatever energy he just used is reacting in a way he definitely didn't expect. And the feng shui master recognizes it instantly. That's backlash from his own curse. meaning Ye Chen was the one who planted this evil energy in the Qin household all along. Another master confirms it, calling Ye Chen's schemes absolutely vicious for cursing the family and then pretending to be their savior. And now everyone in the room knows the truth that this silver-haired pretty boy was putting on an act this entire time. The mask is completely off. Tang Yu is sweating bullets right now, thinking this petty Dragon King is about to go on a killing spree and silently begging him to stay calm. And Miss Qin piles on even more, saying she knows about the snake he threw into her villa too, because she's already checked the surveillance footage. This man is getting exposed from every angle, and Qin Ming is absolutely furious, screaming about how Ye Chen dared to do this to his family and calling for the guards to catch him. Tang Yu immediately senses this is about to go very wrong and tries to call out to Qin Ming, but it's already too late, because Ye Chen grabs Qin Ming by the throat like it's nothing, and this is exactly the kind of situation Tang Yu was afraid of. Miss Qin screams for Ye Chen to let go of her brother, and the desperation in her voice is real. But Ye Chen isn't letting go. He's asking if the Qin family really thinks they can threaten him, and blaming everything that's about to happen on Tang Yu. And then he turns to Tang Yu with the worst possible ultimatum. Either the Qin boy dies or Tang Yu takes his place. Our protagonist is thinking, how is this his fault? Miss Qin tries to de-escalate, telling Ye Chen to just leave and the Qin family won't hold anything against him. But Ye Chen isn't interested in peaceful resolutions, pointing at Tang Yu and saying this should be his decision to make. And Qin Ming, even while being choked, tells Tang Yu not to come, saying his brother's skills can barely kill a chicken, and there's no point in both of them dying. At worst, they'll be brothers again in the next life. And Ye Chen just looks at Tang Yu with that villain smirk, asking if this useless trash is really gonna stand there and watch his brother die. Now what is our boy gonna do? And our boy Tang Yu steps up, telling Ye Chen to let Qin Ming go and that he will take his place instead. He's thinking, yeah, this Dragon King has completely lost it, but even though he wants to stay low-key and quiet, even a coward has limits. And King Kexin, who used to think Tang Yu was nothing but a sycophant after 3 years of him following her around, is now looking at him completely differently. Because what woman wouldn't respect a man who steps up like that? Tang Yu proposes the deal. Let Qin Ming go, and they settle this with a fair duel outside. 1 punch each to determine the winner. But internally, this man is sweating bullets, telling himself that even though he wants to lay low, he's not a coward and he has principles. For his brother. And Ye Chen, this silver-haired menace, just smirks and says all right. Because why wouldn't he accept a deal that seems this easy? So they take it outside the Qin mansion, under the night sky, for what's about to be the most one-sided duel in history. And Ye Chen, being the absolute villain he is, says he'll even let Tang Yu hit him 3 times first. If he flinches even once, he'll never set foot in Susho again. Because as a martial arts expert, Ye Chen can tell Tang Yu is a fragile weakling. Forget 1 punch, you could let this guy hit him 100 times and it wouldn't matter. But Tang Yu hits him with the most disrespectful comeback, saying Ye Chen should go first because he's afraid punching him would dirty his fists. And the crowd immediately starts gassing him up, calling this the demeanor of a great man, saying with young Master Tang's skills, crushing Ye Chen would be as easy as stepping on an ant. And that sets Ye Chen off. He charges up his fist with purple energy, screaming that Tang Yu is asking for it. And he throws a full-power supernatural punch straight at Tang Yu, the kind of hit that should obliterate a normal human being. But Tang Yu just stands there with the most confident smirk you've ever seen, his golden eyes practically glowing in the dark. And the punch connects and Tang Yu doesn't move a single inch, completely unmoved. Ye Chen is standing there absolutely dumbfounded. Our boy is just looking down at him with that quiet confidence, like he barely even registered the hit. And now it's his turn. He decides to use the yin-yang infinite technique for the counter, thinking that even though he doesn't have strong offensive moves, he does have brains. Then tells Ye Chen to bow down to him. And the moment Tang Yu's counter technique activates, Ye Chen feels something very wrong, staring at his own hand in disbelief. Because Tang Yu follows up with a devastating kick that sends Ye Chen's own energy right back at him with interest. And Ye Chen goes flying through the air like a rag doll, completely unable to defend himself against his own reflected power. He crashes into the ground with enough force to crack the earth around him. This man just got absolutely demolished, and you can see the blood already because that was not a love tap. Tang Yu just broke the Dragon King with 1 hit. Ye Chen's screams of pain echo through the night sky across the entire Qin estate. Everyone within a mile radius can hear this man getting humbled, and Zhao Gaoshen is standing there in absolute shock, thinking to himself, since when was young Master Tang hiding this kind of power? And Qin Ming, our green-haired brother, who is literally being choked to death a minute ago, is just looking at Tang Yu like he's a god, saying, "Big brother, you're so cool." And the entire crowd erupts, everyone chanting that young Master Tang is awesome. This man just went from background character to main event in 1 punch. But internally, Tang Yu is freaking out, because he just beat the Dragon King so hard it might cause problems. If Yi Chen had actually gotten seriously hurt, the real Dragon King would come for revenge. And Yi Chen, bloodied and broken on the ground, growls that Tang Yu is something else entirely. He forces himself back up, dark red aura swirling around him, and admits he never expected Tang Yu to be hiding this much power. But being the coward he is, Yi Chen pulls out a glowing red item and announces he's retreating for now. He promises that once he recovers, he'll come back and kill everyone. Classic villain escape speech. But Qin Kexin is not having it. She orders everyone not to let him escape, putting bounties on the table. 10 million for a broken arm, 100 million if they kill him. This girl means business, and Yi Chen is absolutely losing it now, screaming at everyone not to come near him. The fear in his voice is very real, but the guards don't care about threats when there's 100 million on the line. They charge in without hesitation, and Yi Chen is staring them down with pure rage, but this time he doesn't have the power to back it up. Meanwhile, Tang Yu is watching this unfold, thinking, these people are way too vicious. If the Dragon King actually gets beaten to death here, how is the plot supposed to continue? And they do not hold back. Yi Chen is on the ground getting absolutely worked over by the guards, covered in bruises and scratches. And one of the guards stomps on his escape item, crushing the red crystal into pieces under his shoe. There goes his getaway plan. But Yi Chen still has one trick left. He tells them they've all inhaled his special itching powder, and they shouldn't think they can catch him now. This man really came prepared with the pettiest weapon imaginable, and Qin Ming is absolutely furious about it, because getting hit with itching powder in the middle of a beatdown is genuinely infuriating. And with everyone distracted by the itching, Yi Chen makes a break for it, sprinting away from the mansion at full speed. But one of the guards isn't giving up that easily, screaming that Yi Chen is not getting away. And someone actually manages to grab Yi Chen's ankle mid-sprint, holding on for dear life. Yi Chen stumbles, completely caught off guard that someone actually grabbed onto him while he was running. And in what might be the funniest moment of this entire series, Yi Chen tries to use his final move while someone is literally holding onto his pants as he runs. Peak fiction right here. And his pants come completely off, revealing the most humiliating pink underwear you've ever seen on a Dragon King. This man's villain credibility is officially at 0, and Yi Chen, the mighty Dragon King's subordinate, runs away into the night in nothing but his underwear. The narration literally says he runs away naked. What a way to end a villain arc. And Tang Yu just watches him go, thinking that this guy actually managed to escape. But that's what it means to be the protagonist, always encountering miracles wherever he goes. Zhao Gaoshen immediately starts singing his praises, saying he'll remember today's kindness and declaring Tang Yu the top feng shui master in all of Suzhou. Does anyone disagree? And Tang Yu's face when he hears that is absolutely priceless, because he definitely did not sign up for this title. And the compliments keep escalating, with another guy saying it wouldn't be an exaggeration to call young Master Tang the best in all of China. At this point, they're just making stuff up, and internally Tang Yu is cringing so hard he could carve out 3 entire palaces with the secondhand embarrassment. He's begging them to stop with the flattery, so he puts on his humble face, telling everyone he just did some insignificant work and they shouldn't think too much of it. Classic fake modesty when you know you didn't actually do anything. And of course that just makes everyone praise him even more, calling him talented yet humble, a true dragon among men. They're saying what a blessing it is to have a son like him. But then someone calls his name from behind and Tang Yu turns around to see who it is. And it's Qin Kexin, standing there under the stars in her white dress asking if he's alright. And she looks absolutely stunning right now, so the Gooners are definitely eating well tonight. And the genuine worry on her face is hitting different, because this is the same girl who used to want nothing to do with him. She closes her eyes and sincerely thanks him for everything he did today. This is real character development right here. But Tang Yu is internally screaming, wondering why she's suddenly getting so close and reminding himself that she used to absolutely despise him. And here's the backstory on why their relationship was so bad. Qin Kexin and Tang Yu have known each other for years, but they were basically strangers at best. Because more than 10 years ago, Qin Kexin was sleeping at home one day, and apparently she had a habit of sleeping without clothes on, otherwise she couldn't fall asleep. Important detail, apparently. And young Tang Yu came over to hang out with Qin Ming but accidentally opened the wrong door. You can already see where this is going. And he ended up seeing her completely exposed. Our boy walks straight into the most traumatic childhood memory possible. And Qin Kexin didn't even bother putting clothes on before delivering the most devastating kick of Tang Yu's young life. This girl chose violence immediately. And the narration asks, for a teenage boy, how much psychological trauma could this have caused? The answer based on his face is a whole lot. And ever since that day, the relationship has been pretty much ruined. Which honestly makes sense from both sides. But back in the present, Tang Yu plays it cool and tells her not to mention it, that Qin Ming is his brother and it's what he should do. And our boy cannot help but notice that Qin Kexin has, shall we say, developed significantly since the last time he saw her. The proportions are arguing with physics at this point. And then he realizes that the whole incident from back then was actually Qin Ming's fault. That little brat deliberately tricked him into going to her room. If he wanted Tang Yu to be his brother-in-law, he didn't need to be that devious. And Qin Kexin overhears him blaming Qin Ming, and suddenly the air gets ice cold. She's giving off killing intent, and poor Qin Ming can feel it, wondering where this murderous energy is coming from. But then a new challenger appears. A pink-haired beauty shows up looking confused about what's going on, and she is absolutely built different in ways that demand attention. And the moment she processes the situation, she's furious. She's thinking that Qin Ming had the nerve to try helping his sister steal her man. The harem complications are officially loading. Meanwhile, Qin Ming is just over there innocently drinking water to regain his strength, completely unaware that he's now on 2 different women's hit lists. And now Qin Kexin and the pink-haired beauty are both flanking poor Qin Ming with sparks flying between them. This man is caught in a crossfire he didn't sign up for. And the pink-haired girl approaches Tang Yu directly, asking if he's alright, surrounded by flowers and sparkles like she's in her own personal shoujo manga. And Tang Yu just shakes his head with a confident smile, like getting punched by a supernatural martial artist was just a minor inconvenience. Then she grabs his arm and says they should go inside so she can examine his body to check for injuries. And Tang Yu is walking along with a woman who looks like that holding on to him. But then it clicks what she just said, and our boy immediately panics, thinking, what body examination, what are you doing? Big sister, please have mercy. And that's where we leave him, once again a victim of his own success. So our pink-haired beauty is claiming she's just concerned about Tang Yu's health, no other intentions whatsoever. And honestly, nobody in this room is buying that. Tang Yu is internally questioning whether this is a medical checkup or something else entirely. An honestly valid concern. So he suggests maybe they should let an actual doctor handle it instead. But then Qin Ming casually drops the bomb that their family doctor quit a couple days ago, so they literally don't have one anymore. And Tang Yu is standing there thinking, little bastard, if I had known this would happen, I wouldn't have saved you. The regret is real right now. And the pink-haired beauty is not taking no for an answer, telling him to come inside and not make her force him. She's even calling someone on the phone to make it happen. Our boy finally caves and agrees to the examination, but internally he's feeling like the fragile female lead in some movie being manipulated. And honestly, that comparison is way too accurate. So they bring him to the guest room, and it's a very nice setup with a bed and mood lighting. Nothing suspicious about that at all. But then Qin Kexin shows up at the door and runs straight into the pink-haired woman, and the tension between these two is immediately nuclear. 2 beauties, 1 doorway, 0 chill. And the pink-haired beauty immediately goes on the offensive, saying she's here to examine him and demanding to know what Qin Kexin is doing there. The territorial energy is off the charts, and apparently the question on everyone's mind is whether Tang Yu also complimented her development, because apparently that's relevant information right now. And Qin Kexin fires back that there's nothing special about the competition, claiming her own legs are much prettier. The Gooners are absolutely feasting on this comparison battle right now. Then she hits her with the ultimate card, reminding her that this is her house and she has every right to check on the guy who saved her brother. And the pink-haired beauty can't really argue with that logic, so she grudgingly tells her fine, come in. But the anger vein on her forehead tells a very different story. And now the pink-haired beauty turns to Tang Yu and straight up tells him to take off his clothes so she can have a look. Our boy is physically recoiling from this command. Tang Yu desperately insists that he's really not hurt and asks why he would lie about something like that. This man is trying everything to keep his clothes on, but she's already got his shirt open and is touching his chest, gently asking if it hurts. And the angle of this scene is absolutely doing the Gooners justice right now. Tang Yu quickly covers back up and insists that no, it doesn't hurt. He's blushing and flustered, which is not a look we see from our boy very often, and she's clinging to him with a heart bubble floating between them, telling him they're not going to eat him or anything. Tang Yu's face says he is not remotely convinced. Internally, Tang Yu is calling her a perverted girl and thinking that if Qin Kexin wasn't here right now, he would absolutely hit her back. The restraint on this man is impressive, and she just smirks and dares him to do it, saying go ahead and hit her right now. She knows he won't, and the power dynamic here has completely flipped. And from behind the closed door you can hear all 3 of them arguing about who's touching what, with the pink-haired girl offering to let him touch her back and Qin Kexin wanting in on the action. This room has officially lost all control. And so the most eventful day in Tang Yu's recent memory finally comes to an end, in the most chaotic way possible, because nothing in this man's life can ever be simple. As for Yi Chen, the Tang Wang and Qin families have officially united against him, so this silver-haired menace doesn't dare show his face for a while. And Tang Yu, being the generous young master he is, rewarded old Zhao Gaoshen by sending him straight to the South Pole. Yes, the actual South Pole. With penguins. You can't make this stuff up. But here's the big news. Tang Yu unlocked unlimited uses of the Immovable Wisdom King skill, meaning his defense is completely maxed out now. He doesn't have to fear the Dragon King's fists anymore. But our boy is nothing if not cautious. He's thinking he needs to find someone else to test this skill on first, because what if the system is straight up tricking him? Fair concern, honestly. And the narration reveals that in this family there's only one person who dares to be rough with Tang Yu, which can only mean one thing: his father. The man is sitting in the living room and immediately asks if Tang Yu doesn't have work to do, questioning why he's being so bored. Classic dad energy right there. And Tang Yu just walks right up to his dad and starts messing with him, asking about the stock market and how business has been. and his dad is already reaching for the belt, telling Tang Yu to check for himself whether he's made money or not. The belt has come out, and historically speaking, that means pain is coming. But instead of running away like he normally would, Tang Yu is standing there with the biggest grin on his face, literally asking his dad to hit him harder. This man is built different now, and his dad goes absolutely ham on him with the belt, swinging with everything he's got. But Tang Yu is just standing there taking it all like it's nothing. And our boy has the audacity to taunt his own father, asking why he stopped and whether he skipped lunch. The disrespect is at an all-time high, and Tang Yu is loving every second of it. Meanwhile, his dad is standing there completely winded, wondering if something is wrong with his belt or if he's just gotten too old to discipline his own kid anymore. And Tang Yu just skips away, saying that if his dad isn't going to hit him anymore, he's leaving. The immovable Wisdom King's skill is officially verified and working perfectly. Our boy is practically dancing through the mansion, celebrating that his dad can't beat him anymore, when suddenly someone calls out to greet him. And standing right there is a brand new character in a maid outfit, introducing herself as Ling Han. And she is absolutely stunning in that uniform, because this manhwa never misses with character design. Tang Yu immediately perks up, thinking that finally he has a beautiful maid in the house and that this is the life a rich and handsome guy should have. The man is living his best life. But then Ling Han asks if young Master Tang has already forgotten her, and suddenly things just got a whole lot more interesting. And Tang Yu immediately recognizes her as the girl from the Star of her club. According to the original plot, she should be off causing trouble between Qin Ming and another young master. So how on earth did she end up at his house as a maid? His first thought is that Ye Chen must be behind this, trying to get revenge by planting someone in his household. And honestly, that's a pretty reasonable assumption given everything that's happened. But here's the thing. Ling Han apparently heard that the Dragon King was ambushed and injured by several experts while protecting a young girl. She has no idea about Tang Yu actually beating him up, which is a very important detail. So Tang Yu decides to play it cool and asks if she has any experience as a maid. Ling Han confirms she can do laundry, cook and clean, and that she specifically trained at a maid school, which yes, is apparently a real thing. Tang Yu puts on his young master voice and tells her that the Tang family is different, being the top of the 4 great families in Suzhou, and Ling Han smiles sweetly and says whatever he needs, just say the word. She is absolutely committed to this maid role and the outfit is really selling it. So Tang Yu goes for it and asks if she could give him a head massage since he hasn't been sleeping well lately. And you can already tell where his brain is going with this, because internally our boy is thinking that he used to be afraid of this girl, but now times have changed. With his new defense skill, he's not afraid of anything anymore, and if he doesn't mess with her today, he'd be giving up his scumbag title to Ye Chen. And just like that, Tang Yu is laid out on the bed in his room while Ling Han gives him a proper head massage. This man went from getting beaten by his dad to getting pampered by a beautiful maid in record time. She asks if the pressure is okay, and honestly the technique looks professional. This assassin-turned-maid has some serious skills outside of the killing department. Tang Yu says it's fine, but then adds that he has a question for her, and that smile on his face says this question is going to be anything but innocent. Ling Han sweetly tells him to go ahead and ask whatever he wants. She's keeping up the perfect maid persona, but something tells me she wasn't expecting what comes next. And Tang Yu asks, with the most innocent face possible, that he gets tired just dribbling a soccer ball, so doesn't she get tired doing maid work all day? He's looking up at her from a very specific angle, and the framing is absolutely doing its job. And you can see the anger vein popping on Ling Han's forehead as she forces that smile. This woman is an actual assassin being asked about her stamina for housework. She tells him that even if she's tired, it's nothing because it's an honor to serve him. And the camera angle from below is giving the gooners exactly what they ordered. But internally, Ling Han is thanking him through gritted teeth while thinking that maybe she should just kill him after all. The yandere energy is absolutely radiating from this woman right now. But she catches herself thinking no, she can't get angry because getting sick from anger won't help anyone. Finding information is more important than murdering her annoying new employer. Meanwhile, Tang Yu is lying there in absolute bliss, thinking this is the heavenly life and her technique is so professional. But then he genuinely wonders why such a beautiful girl would become an assassin when that life is so dangerous. And Ling Han can apparently hear his thoughts, because the narration says she's slightly surprised and even a bit touched. She's wondering, even knowing she's an enemy, he still thinks about her well-being like that? So she starts probing for information, casually asking if young Master Tang has any siblings. This is the real reason she's here, and the intel gathering has officially begun. Tang Yu tells her he's the only child in his family, but he does have cousins. Just casual conversation, or so it seems on the surface. And that immediately gets Tang Yu thinking about his traitorous cousin Tang Ruyu. He figures the guy probably won't make any rash moves since he's under 24-hour surveillance. And Ling Han is silently processing all of this, thinking that Tang Yu is quite crafty. No wonder the Dragon King was at a disadvantage against him. Even a crucial chess piece like Tang Ruyu is firmly under his control. She continues the massage and asks again if the pressure is alright, maintaining her cover perfectly while gathering every bit of information she can. And Tang Yu sits up and gives her a big thumbs up, fully satisfied with the service. This man is completely unaware that his new maid is secretly evaluating how dangerous he is. Ling Han then asks if this means she's passed the test and can stay on as his maid. And the sweetness in that smile could give you a cavity, but we know what's really going on underneath. And Tang Yu is thinking that he can't just send her away directly because that would be too obvious and might alert her. So the smartest move is to keep your enemies close. So he tells her that if she can adapt to the job, she's welcome to stay. And if not, she can quit anytime and still get her salary. Seems generous, but there's definitely a strategy behind it. Because internally, Tang Yu is thinking that since she chose to stay on her own, she can't blame him for being shameless about it. And if she can't handle it, she should leave quickly. This man is playing four-dimensional chess right now. But now we get Ling Han's tragic backstory. Tang Yu knows that if her family hadn't been destroyed by Ye Chen's master, she would have been a young lady of equal status to him. Instead, she lost her parents and brother as a child and was raised as an assassin by her enemy. And according to the original novel, even after discovering the truth, she would only hate Ye Chen's master and remain devoted to Ye Chen himself. Because apparently in wish fulfillment novels, the hero can do anything and still be forgiven. But back in reality, Ling Han reveals that the real reason she came to find Tang Yu was to get information about her missing brother. An elder in her organization told her that her parents were killed by an assassin group, and he only managed to save her. And as for her brother, the elder just said his whereabouts were unknown. But now she's starting to realize that the one who planned everything might actually be that elder she respected so much. And that's where we leave her, right on the edge of a devastating truth. Tang Yu notices something is off with Ling Han and asks her what's wrong. And our assassin maid is standing there with a dark expression, clearly shaken by everything she just pieced together about her past. But Tang Yu just lies back down on the couch and tells her to go ahead with whatever she needs. This man has zero concern right now. Meanwhile, Ling Han is deep in thought, trying to calm herself down and process the possibility that the elder she trusted her whole life might actually be her family's real enemy. And just like that, she makes her decision. If that elder really did destroy her family, then from this moment on, she will stand against the entire Dragon Soul organization. The Yonder has officially switched sides. But before anyone can process that bombshell, someone comes barging through the door calling out for his big brother. And who is it? It's Tang Ruyu, the traitorous cousin himself, and Tang Yu immediately sits up asking why he's here. Remember, this guy is supposed to be under 24-hour surveillance. And Tang Ruyu puts on the biggest smile, saying he heard about Tang Yu's engagement to Miss Su and brought an additional gift. Tang Yu accepts the gift with a smile, thanking him for being so thoughtful. On the surface, this looks like two cousins having a nice moment. Then Tang Yu casually asks how things are going at the company lately, keeping the conversation light while he sizes up what his cousin is really up to. And Tang Ruyu plays the humble card perfectly, saying there's still a lot to learn, and if only he had half of Tang Yu's talent. The flattery is absolutely dripping off this guy. And Tang Yu fires back without hesitation, saying yeah, if he had half his talent that'd be great, because then he wouldn't have scored 250 on his exam. Tang Ruyu is completely thrown off, thinking Big Brother isn't following the usual script. He expected the typical polite exchange, not getting verbally demolished. But he quickly recovers and gets to the real reason he's here. He tells Tang Yu he noticed the company accounts don't add up and suspects management is cooking the books, asking Tang Yu to take a look together. Tang Yu just crosses his arms with a knowing smile and asks, sure, when? He's already 3 steps ahead of this conversation. Tang Ruyu says in a couple of days, he just needs to prepare more evidence first and wanted to give Tang Yu a heads up. What a thoughtful cousin, right? But here's what's really going on. The moment he's out of sight, a shadowy figure is telling Tang Ruyu to find a chance to get Tang Yu alone so they can kill him. And yes, that's exactly as suspicious as it sounds. And Tang Ruyu's true colors come out in full force. He's thinking once Tang Yu is dead, no one in the Tang family can compete with him for power. Death flags planted and flourishing for this villain. Meanwhile, back with Tang Yu, our boy is just casually waving goodbye like nothing happened. Alright, let's arrange it like that for now, he says. But Tang Ruyu pauses for a moment, sensing something might be off. Did Tang Yu agree too easily? Because Tang Yu is sitting there with the most devious smile, thinking he's just waiting for this kid to take the bait. Our boy is playing 4-dimensional chess while his cousin is playing checkers. And sure enough, the moment Tang Ruyu gets to his car, he's on the phone reporting to Ye Chen that Tang Yu has agreed to the meetup. This whole thing was a setup from the start. And with pure malice on his face, Tang Ruyu declares that this time Tang Yu will surely die. The death flags are now pointed in a very interesting direction. But back in his study, Tang Yu already knows everything. Ye Chen sent 4 martial arts masters to kill him, and our boy's response, just 4 little brothers, that's all. He's thinking that even the Dragon King couldn't break through his immovable Wisdom King skill, so these 4 assassins working with Tang Ruyu are just walking straight into his trap. But that's a problem for another day, because today is the annual meeting of the Sushu Business Association, and as the representative of the Tang group, Tang Yu has to attend. And the moment he arrives at the venue, who does he run into but Qin Ming, rolling up surrounded by beautiful women like he's some kind of playboy protagonist. The Gooners are eating well tonight, and before Tang Yu can even settle in, Qin Ming grabs him by the arm and says come on, he's taking him to meet someone. Tang Yu looks utterly confused by this ambush. Tang Yu asks who they're meeting and why the mystery, already getting a bad feeling about this whole situation. And then it hits him. He realizes he let his guard down because the person Qin Ming is bringing him to see is probably the last person he wants to deal with right now. Because standing there in a private room is Qin Kexin, looking absolutely stunning in a white artist outfit with a beret, casually asking if he'd like some tea. The Gooners just got fed a 5-course meal. But our boy plays it cool, holding up a water bottle and saying water is fine for him. He's trying to keep this interaction as short and safe as possible. And then Qin Kexin asks him if he can open a bottle for her. Such a simple request, but you can already feel where this is heading. Tang Yu looks at her deadpan and tells her she can open it herself, because when she's angry she could twist off his entire skull cap. This man knows better than to get close. But then Qin Kexin gets serious and says she actually called him here to apologize. She misunderstood him before and didn't know Qin Ming was deceiving him. And honestly, she looks genuinely sincere about it. Tang Yu waves it off with a smile, telling her he's already forgotten all about it. Classic smooth operator move, even when he's clearly still processing everything. And then she asks him a question that catches him off guard. Do you still paint? And behind her you can see a beautiful painting on an easel. Tang Yu looks at the butterfly painting on the easel and admits he hasn't painted in a long time. There's something about this moment that feels surprisingly intimate. Qin Kexin gently touches the butterfly painting and reminisces about how the three of them, her, Qin Ming, and Tang Yu, used to come to her house and paint together. And here's where we get the backstory. Qin Kexin has been sensitive and aloof since childhood, and because of her status as the Qin family's young lady, her classmates flattered her to her face but excluded her behind her back. The only ones who ever actually spent time with her were her brother Qin Ming and Tang Yu. The three of them would sit together and paint, and those were the only moments she felt like she belonged somewhere. Back in the present, Tang Yu compliments her painting skills, saying she's gotten much better than before, and you can tell this simple praise means a lot to her. And then Qin Kexin says she should actually thank him, and asks if he remembers when he helped her paint a colorful butterfly. The way she's looking at him right now with that warm smile is absolutely devastating. Now here's the heavy part. Back then, Qin Kexin was severely depressed and had even been secretly cutting her wrists. She only painted in black, especially black butterflies, because her state of mind was in complete darkness. But one day she had to leave in the middle of painting, and when she came back, her black butterfly had been transformed into something colorful and beautiful, surrounded by a field of brilliant flowers. She knew immediately it had to be Tang Yu's work. Those colors brought such an impact to her heart that from that moment on, she slowly began to come out of her depression. Tang Yu literally painted her way back to life without even realizing it. But of course, Tang Yu being Tang Yu, he just scratches his head and says he thought her butterfly was so ugly he couldn't stand it and wanted to teach her a thing or two. Then he tries to excuse himself to go downstairs, and Qin Kexin's expression drops immediately as she asks, "Do you dislike me that much?" And you can hear the genuine pain in that question. Tang Yu immediately panics and tells her not to cry because if people see them, they'll think he bullied her. This man can handle assassins but absolutely crumbles when a girl starts getting emotional. So Qin Kexin pulls out the ultimate weapon and holds up a paintbrush, saying, "Then paint with me." And the way she's standing there in that outfit, this is certified goon fuel right here. But then she stumbles, and the camera angle that follows is doing the absolute most right now. The Gooners are getting fed, and they didn't even have to ask. Tang Yu rushes over and peeks around to ask if she's okay, actually looking genuinely concerned for once. And Qin Kexin is sitting on the ground looking up at him with those big green eyes, saying she thinks she twisted her foot. She is radiating maximum damsel energy right now. And then she casually says she might need to take off her stockings to check if it's sprained, and Tang Yu down below is absolutely short-circuiting. Tang Yu tries to regain his composure, clears his throat, and suggests helping her to the sofa first. Our boy is doing his best to maintain some dignity here, and so he puts his arm around her to help her up, and the proximity between these two right now is making every other girl in this story very nervous. He carefully helps her sit down on the sofa, and she's looking up at him with a smile that says this twisted ankle might have been the best thing that happened to her all day. Qin Kexin sits there showing her ankle, and let's just say the framing of this shot is doing the Gooners a massive favor with the way she's positioned. And then she looks directly at him and asks if Tang Yu can help apply some medicine for her. The audacity. But back at the main venue, three very familiar and very dangerous women are asking where Tang Yu went. And let me tell you, the energy radiating from this group is terrifying. Poor Qin Ming is absolutely drenched in sweat, trying to explain that Big Brother said he had something to do and might be back later. This man knows he's about to catch strays. And all three girls are now staring at Qin Ming with the kind of murderous intent that would make actual assassins uncomfortable. This is not going to end well for anybody. And then Qin Ming makes the fatal mistake of mentioning that he thinks Big Brother was chatting with his sister. And you can already feel the temperature in this room dropping to absolute zero. And that's all they needed to hear. Without a second of hesitation, they all shout "Let's go," and the hunt for Tang Yu officially begins. And when they reach the hallway outside the room, the sounds coming from behind that door are extremely questionable. With flower petals floating around and some very suspicious noises, the misunderstanding potential is through the roof. The blue-haired girl stops right outside the door, fist raised, wondering what exactly these two are doing in there. And honestly, even the audience is questioning what's happening. But our pink-haired beauty isn't about to stand around wondering. She pulls out a key card and declares they're going in together. No hesitation, no mercy, just pure jealousy-fueled determination. And the door swings open to reveal Tang Yu standing next to Kim Kexin on the sofa, and our boy is immediately thinking, why are these three here too? The harem chaos has arrived. Tang Yu puts on his most innocent smile while sweating bullets, asking what's going on like he didn't just get caught in the most compromising situation possible. The pink-haired woman crosses her arms and says Kinming told them he was here, so they came to find him. And the look on her face says she's already judged the entire situation. Someone asks Kim Kexin what happened and if she's hurt, and she's sitting there on the sofa looking perfectly innocent while the tension in this room could cut glass. And Kim Kexin drops the ultimate bomb with a smug smile, saying she just twisted her ankle but Tang Yu massaged it and it feels much better now. The provocation is written right there on her face, and every other girl in this room is about to explode. Tang Yu immediately goes into damage control mode, telling them not to listen to Kim Kexin's nonsense and that he didn't do anything. But Mu Yai is not buying it for a second. She's fuming, saying Kim Kexin is deliberately trying to provoke them right now. And then the silver-haired girl steps up and offers to examine Kim Kexin's ankle herself, claiming she's a professional. But the pink-haired woman is radiating pure menacing energy right now, thinking these are all old tricks she's already played before. Our boy seizes the opportunity to escape, reminding everyone there's still a meeting to attend and suggesting he should head downstairs first. And the pink-haired woman immediately latches onto his arm, saying her uncle asked her to bring him down. She is not letting him go alone. And Mu Ye sees this and immediately erupts, demanding to know why she's holding his arm. The jealousy is radiating off her like a nuclear reactor. Now the pink-haired woman fires back, telling Mu Ye to have some self-respect and stop obsessing over other people's fiances. And Mu Ye claps right back, saying who even cares about arranged marriages anymore. And then she turns with the most provocative smile and asks, little sister Yue, don't you agree? This woman is absolutely cooking right now. The silver-haired girl chimes in too, agreeing that times have changed and it's all about free love now. These girls are forming an anti-arranged marriage coalition in real time. And Kim Kexin stays quiet through all of this, but in her heart she's now firmly against the engagement. After finally clearing up the misunderstanding with Tang Yu, she doesn't want to miss this chance. Meanwhile, our boy is just standing there thinking, great, why don't they just divide him into 4 pieces so each girl gets one? The harem struggle is real. Even though no one managed to claim Tang Yu's arm, all the girls still gathered together and followed him right outside. This man has a whole entourage now. And the crowd at the business association is absolutely losing it, whispering about how Tang Yu has the young misses from 3 of the 4 big families trailing behind him. Even Dr. Jiang is with him. And some random businessman goes, who said Tang Yu was Suzu's #1 simp? This doesn't look like it at all. The man's reputation is doing a complete 180. And then somebody has the audacity to tell Tang Yu's father that his young master really takes after him, which is either a compliment or an insult depending on how you look at it. And Tang Gangcheng, Tang Yu's father, is so furious he's literally reaching for his belt, ready to beat somebody. This man is about to discipline his son in public. He's grabbing his head in despair, wondering if his son is really trying to bring multiple daughters-in-law into the Tang family. He thinks this little bastard has completely ruined their reputation. But over here, we've got the pink-haired woman's grandfather looking absolutely baffled, because his granddaughter is usually disdainful of every man she meets. He asks her what's going on, but she just brushes it off with a smile, telling Grandpa to focus on recovering and not worry about these things. Meanwhile, Mo Yue's father is pulling her aside, telling her to stop being so cold, and to go have a drink with Tang Yu tonight. This dad is literally wingmanning for his own daughter. And Mu Yue just blushes and yells at her dad, but you can tell she's secretly happy about the suggestion. The Sundar energy is through the roof. And then she gets this little smirk on her face, thinking maybe having a drink with him isn't such a bad idea after all. The Ice Queen is thawing fast, but then a familiar green-haired kid runs up calling out for his sister. And if you remember, this is Kim Ming, Kim Kexin's little brother. Except he's not looking for Kim Kexin, he's asking Dr. Jiang directly what she thinks of his big brother Tang Yu and if she's interested in him. This kid is out here playing matchmaker. And Dr. Jiang, looking absolutely adorable right now, shyly admits that she is a bit interested in him. The harem just picked up another member and Tang Yu doesn't even know yet. And Kim Ming absolutely loses it with excitement, immediately declaring that from today on, Tang Yu is officially his brother-in-law. This man just speed ran the whole courtship process on Tang Yu's behalf. And before anyone can stop him, Qin Ming whips out his phone saying he needs to record this memorable moment. He even casually mentions that it's totally normal for his outstanding big brother to have several sisters-in-law. And the post goes viral immediately. The comments are absolutely brutal. People calling Tang Yu a beast and a scumbag, saying they can't even get one girlfriend while he's dating 4 at once. Qin Ming just nuked Tang Yu's reputation online. But meanwhile, across town at the hospital, someone else has been following this story very closely. Yi Chen's internal injuries have almost healed, but the external wound on his butt is still gonna take at least another week to recover. Yes, you heard that right. This villain is stuck in the hospital because of a butt injury, and then something on his phone catches his attention and the look on his face tells you it's not good news. Because he just saw the viral photo of Tang Yu surrounded by 4 gorgeous women, and he literally screams that Tang Yu is his. The possessiveness is unhinged right now. He can't even get the one woman he's interested in, and meanwhile Tang Yu is out here casually building a full harem. The jealousy is absolutely consuming him, and the rage makes him tense up, which immediately aggravates his wound. Our villain is seething so hard he's literally hurting himself. He tries to stand up, but his injury is fighting back hard. This is genuinely the most undignified villain moment in the entire series so far. And then he looks down at his hands and realizes he's bleeding again. The wound has reopened from all the rage. This man literally injured himself being jealous. But does that stop him? Absolutely not. He declares he wants Tang Yu dead and orders his death squad to take action immediately. The villain arc just escalated to murder. Now back at Tang Yu's place, our boy is sitting on the couch looking completely relaxed, asking his maid if she understands. He's clearly explaining something important, and Ling Han, his maid/secret assassin bodyguard, is just standing there with a knowing smile. The gooners are absolutely eating right now because she is looking stunning. She tells him to lie down, and the way she's sitting on that couch in that maid outfit is certified goon fuel. The framing of this shot knows exactly what it's doing, and Tang Yu just gives her that signature smirk like he's got everything figured out. This man's confidence never wavers. And just like that, our boy is using her lap as a pillow while she sits there thinking about how he's getting more and more bold with her and wondering why she hasn't been kicked out yet. But honestly, she thinks it's kind of hilarious. How could she possibly leave at this point? This assassin has gone full domestic mode and she doesn't even mind. Tang Yu declares that it's way more comfortable and peaceful at home because the outside world is just too dangerous. And the camera angle right now is giving the audience a very specific perspective. Ling Han picks up on the word dangerous and immediately starts thinking about whether Ye Chen has already sent people to deal with Tang Yu. Her assassin instincts are kicking in, but Tang Yu isn't talking about assassins at all. He's complaining that these women are too dangerous because they're all lusting after him, and now all of Susho thinks he's a scumbag. How is he supposed to pick up girls in the future? But then his expression shifts to something more serious. Something just changed the mood in this room. His phone rings and he picks up, asking what's going on. The playful energy from a moment ago is completely gone. It's Qin Ming on the other end, saying he has time now and it's about what he mentioned before. And if you remember, Qin Ming was feeding Tang Yu intel about his cousin Tang Ruyu's betrayal. Tang Yu's expression shifts to a knowing smile as he thinks, this traitor is finally making his move. He tells Qin Ming to wait at the company and that he'll be there soon. He hangs up the phone with that signature smirk. The fun and games are over. It's time for Tang Yu to go handle some real business. But Ling Han is immediately concerned, thinking about the death squad's strength. If all 4 of them work together, even she can't take them on. Is Tang Yu really gonna risk his life? But her expression hardens with pure determination. She cannot let anything happen to him. This woman went from cold-blooded assassin to ride-or-die protector real fast. But Tang Yu doesn't rush to find Tang Ruyu right away. The narration tells us he's got no fighting ability himself, so he needs to make a stop first. He knows he needs to bring some backup. As he puts it himself, they've got the brains, now they need some firepower. And that firepower comes in the form of a guy in a traditional martial arts outfit who greets him cheerfully. This is the Tang family's newest hire. The Tang family's newly hired ancient martial arts bodyguard ranked at yellow level strength. And before you think that sounds weak, let me explain. Although yellow rank is at the bottom of the cultivation system, ancient martial artists are extremely rare to begin with. It's like being the worst student at Harvard. You're still elite compared to everyone else. Tang Yu lays out the plan. He tells the bodyguard there will be experts waiting to ambush them, but not to rush in. He wants to play with them first and will give the signal when it's time to strike. The bodyguard smirks and says anyone who can only last 2 rounds with Tang Yu, a paper tiger, must be weak as hell. The absolute disrespect toward his own boss is hilarious. Tang Yu laughs it off and says if there are no questions, let's head out. These two have some real buddy cop energy going on right now. And then Tang Yu's expression gets serious as he says their first stop is to go find his dear cousin Tang Ruyu. The way he says dear cousin tells you everything about how this meeting is going to go. But meanwhile, hidden in the darkness on a hilltop somewhere, 4 men dressed entirely in black are crouching together. Their leader says about 20 more minutes and that they should start preparing now. These guys mean business. And then one of them casually asks about Dragon 8's situation, which sounds like someone important from their organization. They all laugh and say Dragon 8 is in jail. And from the way they're laughing, they clearly don't respect the guy at all. One of them says Dragon 8 was always useless and only got his position by clinging to Ye Chen's coattails. Without Ye Chen, he's nothing. And here's where it gets really interesting. They say Ye Chen isn't much better either, having lost over 100 billion since coming back. All the money they worked hard to earn just thrown away. And then the bomb drops. They say today's mission isn't actually for Ye Chen. It's for someone called Young Master Lu. These assassins have switched allegiances. They believe that if it weren't for Ye Chen's blood relation to the old Dragon King, the position of Dragon King should rightfully belong to young Master Lu. There's a whole power struggle happening behind the scenes, and their leader declares that after they kill the target today, they'll send his head to young Master Lu as a gift. These guys are not playing around, and right on cue, Tang Yu's car comes rolling up the mountain road. Guided by Tang Ruyu's directions, heading straight toward the ambush point. The cousin led him right into the trap. The death squad spots the car and all four of them are on their feet immediately. Target spotted. The lead assassin draws his blade and charges forward. The ambush has officially begun. But inside the car, Tang Yu looks completely calm with his bodyguard right beside him. Because here's the thing, our boy knew this was coming the entire time.